music take control. Turn it up, here we go. Let the music take control. Turn it up, here we go. Let the music take control. Turn it up, here we go. Let the music take control. Party life, party life, party life, party life. Enjoy the party life. A party life, party life, party life, party life. Enjoy the party life, life, life.
Hey my darling, do you wanna party? Meet me in the lobby, then we can soiree. Mix the juice with the Bombay, smoking on some Bombay. Sitting on the couch, we can parlay. I could be a sponsor, Shark Tank. In the morning, wake me up like a latte. Whipped cream all over your body. Same question, do you wanna party?
Do you wanna party tonight? Do you wanna party tonight? Turn it up, here we go. Let the music take control. Turn it up, here we go. Let the music take control. Turn it up, here we go. Let the music take control. Turn it up, here we go. Let the music take control. Party life, party life, party life, party life. Enjoy the party life. A party life, party life, party life, party life. Enjoy the party life, life, life.
Yeah, big talking Brewskis. Marissa Smith is who you see. Water cooler combo in here. Crack a cold one, we're on the air. Big talking Brewskis. Marissa Smith is who you see. Water cooler combo in here. Crack a cold one, we're on the air. Kicking back, having a few beers, we're chatting. Pull up your chair, we're all relaxing. Any subject, we never dismiss. Big talking Brewskis with Marissa Smith. Comedy, sex, relationships, more. Any subject, we got it in store. Big talking Brewskis is coming in live. Crack one open, Marissa has arrived. Big talking Brewskis with Marissa Smith. Yeah.
Hey guys, happy Friday! This is Big Talkin' Brewskis. I'm Marissa Smith. I've got Rodney Daniels with me.
What's up, guys? Happy Friday.
And we've got Alex Pichero with us.
Hey guys, what's up?
How you doing, Alex?
I'm excited.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's a happy Friday.
Yeah, it's the weekend.
It is.
Mhm.
So how was your week?
Oh, it's been a nightmare.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
What do you have going on?
I'm moving.
Oh,
moving
that's the
apartments
worst.
in New York City.
Oh, God. So where are you moving to?
So I live in Sci-Town, or I guess I used to live in Sci-Town.
Okay.
I'm moving-
Sci-Town?
Sci-Town, yeah.
Stuyvesant?
Stuyvesant, yeah.
Oh, I didn't. That's another.
It's like right near Autos, right?
Right by Autos.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's 14th. It stretches from like 14th to 23rd.
Okay.
It's like this whole. A lot
Big-
of NYU students live there. I had
Okay.
like a crazy deal that I don't have anymore.
Oh,
So,
shit.
yeah, the
Hence
2-year
the
lease
move.
is up, and they're
Yeah.
like, we need you to pay like way more money. So I was like,
Bye.
nah, yeah. So I'm moving Upper East Side, Harlem area, a little bit south
Ooh,
of Harlem. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a
Like in
good
the
deal.
teens?
What do you mean the teens?
Like one.
Oh no,
13,
it's just under 100. I'm like,
Oh,
I
okay.
just missed that barrier.
Oh,
yeah.
shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's definitely Upper East Side.
Oh yeah, definitely Upper East Side. There's a lot of old people. I've
Yeah.
been moving around. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
quiet.
You just gotta like dodge them when you got to go places.
Oh, they're really easy. They're really slow. It's been really. I have gotten a few grumpy. You're making too much racket already.
Fuck,
And
already?
all I've been doing is just like walking around my apartment, like kind of singing along to songs while I like clean
Oh.
and move furniture around.
Kind of
And it's
singing
like, all right,
along.
quit that. Right? Yeah, not even like really belting yet. Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh,
which
well,
I've been known to do.
right. They're gonna learn, huh?
Oh yeah, yeah.
So like, are you like you're moving with, like roommates or significant other or?
Well, I lived with a couple. I don't have a significant other, so I'm moving into a tiny studio by
Okay.
myself, and I'm so excited.
That is
Yeah.
the best
I know,
right there. It's
Yeah.
so,
I'm so
nice to
fucking
live by
excited.
yourself.
Yeah. Seriously, it's the first time, I guess. Yeah, it'll be my first time living by myself.
Oh, okay.
Awesome.
No, yeah,
well,
that's-
congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank you. But this week has been a nightmare.
Yeah. Well, moving itself is just
The internet
crazy.
guy came yesterday,
Okay.
and he goes, "I can't set this up." And I was like, "What do you mean you can't set this up? Like, this is your thing, right?" And he's
Right.
like, "No, the wire hanging down from your like whatever the main thing."
Yeah.
He said like, "There's no way anyone's touched this wire in 50 years." And I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "This is completely corroded. If I tried touching this or setting this up with internet, you might get electrocuted." I was like, "Jesus." I was like, maybe that's why I got a good deal. Yeah.
Yeah.
But they fixed it today, but it was a whole. I had to work from home. I have an office job, so like,
Yeah.
I was working from home while like people were setting up internet, and then I had like this big wardrobe thing come from like IKEA, so they had to set that up. It was just today was rough.
Yeah.
I made it though.
You made it. You made it, and it's Friday. So, Rodney, how was your week?
My week was good. I was off for 3 days. Well, this is the third day off in a row. So
Brag much?
That fucking never happens. Like it never happens. So it's just like okay. I was like able to relax. I was able to just get laid. You know,
Nice.
so
Whoa.
it was nice. Yeah, and then I had a Todd Modesty show earlier in the week, Tuesday night. And it was
Oh
just like
yeah, the UGG show.
Good show?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was good. It was fucking awesome.
Where
He
is
has a
that?
fun show. It's the Mockingbird.
The Mockingbird.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah.
Lower East Side.
Nice.
Yeah, so it was good. Like when it's like nice to like go like into a room and you know a bunch of comics already. It's
the best.
And like I wasn't hosting, so it was just like I'm just on the show. I got to try some new material, which is like always fun. So yeah, no, so it was good.
Yeah,
That's
no,
awesome.
that's a fun show, and they've got the what is it, Taco Tuesday? So they've got like $2 tacos.
Yeah, they do.
Whoa.
and like $2
Nachos.
tecates.
Oh my god, I love Tecate drink specials.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Why is it so cheap?
Just like $3 tall boys too. Like,
yeah.
yeah.
Wow.
It's like it's
and you don't
crazy.
even drink beer, and you're like, whew.
I mean, well, right now it's
Well,
like,
it's
up.
like,
It's
well,
gonna be a
$3.
Budweiser night tonight for $3.
Yeah, like
I didn't work today.
Right?
Tecate is definitely like the Budweiser of like Mexican beers.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, is it even, or is it like the PBR of Mexican beer? I'm not sure.
Ooh, PBR. This is
Like
like
Corona, maybe Corona's the Budweiser of Mexican
Yeah,
beers.
maybe.
But Corona's good. They're both good.
Yeah,
the brewery
they
PBR
are.
was like down the street from my high school.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah.
Where'd you go to high
From
school?
Milwaukee.
Oh,
Milwaukee High School of the Arts.
oh, so there's a lot of breweries in.
Oh, yeah, there's a
Milwaukee.
lot of breweries in
Literally,
Milwaukee,
the
yeah.
brewers play in
Yeah.
Milwaukee. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, PBR is like
Interesting.
on the same street as my high school.
I don't. All right,
Pretty hipster of you. Yeah.
I'm gonna let you guys in on a little secret.
Oh, I like secrets.
I'm not that into PBR.
Oh, I mean,
You know,
like-
I kind of been with you on that.
Like,
Yeah.
you know, it's like the only time I'll do it is like if I'm at like a bar in like Bushwick and they've got like a PBR pickleback special for like $6. or
it's
something
always like that. It's
It
always
is.
like
Yeah.
that. That's like the shot in the beer.
That's a Brooklyn beer. I don't
Yeah.
know why.
Yeah,
They love it.
It's like you go to like any like bar in like Bushwick or Williamsburg, and it's like $6-7. Excuse me.
Bless you.
Pickleback and a PBR, and I'll drink a PBR that way, unless they have like a Miller High Life, like, and then I'll do the Miller High Life instead of the PBR. But I'm not really that into Miller High Life either.
No, I hate Miller High Life. Ugh.
It's not good.
It's like, isn't that like Bud Ice? Like all those, like the
Kinda.
ass of the beer? Ugh.
Yeah, Yeah,
No.
kind of.
Natty Ice.
No bueno.
Oh my
No,
God,
ugh.
Natty Ice. You're bringing me back to college.
Yeah.
I can't even tell you how many nights I blacked out to Natty Ice. Like,
God damn. If you're
Wow.
blacking out to Natty Ice, that's a lot of Natty Ice.
That is
Yeah.
a lot of Natty Ice.
That's disgusting.
because the like
No,
back in
not-
the
no
day,
judgment.
like no, it's fine. You can judge. It's like
Totally
back in the
judge.
day, it's like a 30-pack and Natty Ice was like $10.99.
Yeah, straight up.
Yeah,
It's still
I
pretty
think-
cheap.
I think
Yeah.
the reason that I don't really like beer is because my first beer was a 211 Steel Reserve.
Oh. The worst. The worst.
I had to be like 15, 16. They're like,
Gave that to you?
I'm not going to name
An old
names.
Where's the statute of limitations up on that?
Like, here, you're going to drink one of these and you're going to be fucked up. And I was like, what?
Facts.
Yeah,
it's like
that was
have
facts,
one of these
though.
and relax.
Right?
Dude,
Oh my God.
that's probably
Yeah,
why.
that's
That is
probably why. It just like
was that also
ruined
the
my like.
first night you got laid?
No, wait, that didn't happen until I was 19. Thanks.
Okay.
Okay.
Wait, to a guy. Girls when I was 17, though.
Okay.
Okay.
You know. Okay.
That's standard. Yeah.
How was your week, Marissa?
Yes, nobody asked.
My week was good, you know. I did a show on Tuesday at the Grizzly Pear, and it was fun. You know, like I don't know why, but like the Pear is popping on Tuesdays.
Hair's popping lately. in
Yeah, the Pear has really been popping lately. So I did Neruda Williams' show on Tuesday.
Love Neruda.
Yeah, he's fun. He's fun.
general. Yes.
And yeah, so that was like fun. They had a great audience. They were like really into stuff. You know, I've been freaking out about Trump as normal, not sleeping.
Not sleeping?
Like,
Oh, no.
I feel like I haven't had a good night's sleep since like November the 5th. Like,
November the 5th.
No,
I know.
It was November the 8th because that was my birthday. It was the
Oh, it was on your
worst day
birthday?
ever. Yeah. It's when Trump got elected. It was November 8th.
Yeah, but I slept November the 5th.
Oh, okay.
November the 6th and the 7th, I was just like, oh, but what happens if this doesn't go well? And then it didn't go well, and then I haven't slept really since.
Wow, so you pre-Trump didn't sleep. So you were one of the few that was nervous. 'Cause
Yeah.
everyone was like, oh, Hillary's got this. Hillary's got this. I was one of those. Definitely.
Yeah.
I was definitely thinking like, oh yeah, Hillary's
Yeah,
got
I didn't
this.
even, I barely was going to watch. I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, my God.
Not really, yeah. And then,
I did a show at the Creek that night, and it was like, it was an election show, and so we were like, yeah, and so like we all thought it was just gonna be like so much fun to like you know we're there, and it's like, oh look, and the map turns blue, and then
Right.
like I just remember like when Pennsylvania went, I'm like, oh shit, this isn't good, and then like it was just like it just turned into like the map turned into a bloodbath, and I'm like, no.
It was like
Real
a bloodbath. It
Yeah.
was like
Yeah.
and it was like, before it was halfway over, it was like, he's going to win. Like, there's no way she's going to win. And I was like,
How does this
how
happen?
did this happen? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because usually it goes into like 4 a.m. Nobody knows if it's close.
no,
Yeah.
people were literally crying at the bar,
I know. But I
and it
saw-
was my birthday.
That's yeah. I mean,
Shit
for
was
you,
fucking horrible. Everybody's like, "Why are you happy?" And I'm like, "I'm sorry. It's my birthday."
oh, man, you're allowed to be happy on your birthday.
Yeah,
It's not gonna
but-
happen for 3 months anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy, but I just remember like, and there was like a bunch of comics there that were like there to like watch the election, and we were just like, oh my God, this isn't going well. And then I just remember I never met him before. There was this one comic that was just like, yeah, so like when
no.
Trump wins, that means that we get to grab you all by the pussy, right?
That's not even funny.
I was just like,
That's not even a good joke. Trump is funnier than that guy.
You immediately
Still.
started twitching, didn't you, Marissa? This shit's real.
Oh my
it's like, how is this happening? Yeah, it was
God.
bad.
It's funny because everyone said like, oh, when at least if Trump wins, it'll be good for comedy, and then obviously it's really not good for comedy.
It's horrible for comedy.
because the jokes are all like either beach balls, like
Yeah.
easy, or it just sounds like you're like just at a rally, like you're like making fun of Trump like everyone else. It's like that's not unique. So
And
it's
none
like,
of the audiences don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear Trump
tired
jokes.
of
They
it,
just they're
yeah.
tired of it.
They're tired
They
of
don't want to
Trump.
hear it. They're tired of Trump. They just don't want to hear it.
I tell them anyway.
Yes.
I'm sure you make it work. I'm sure you do. I haven't found any political humor.
No, me
funny.
either. I've just
Yeah,
been staying
I know.
away from
Same.
it. Like
Yeah.
a lot of shows I host, so I feel like I want the
you're a
audience
great
to
host, by
like
the
me.
way.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. That's where we met. You were
Yeah,
hosting a
yeah. I
show.
was hosting a show. You were on
Fantastic.
it. You're very funny.
Oh,
as
thank
well.
you, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like I feel like I need the audience to like me.
Mm-hmm.
So like I gotta be up there, up and down, up and down, up and down. So like if I like start out with like Trump jokes and shit,
Yeah, no, not a good idea, yeah. I mean, they'll like you for it, but it'll get old.
yeah,
you know?
yeah, they'll
That's
hate
the
me.
thing that I'm finding the difference between like bar shows and club shows right now is that like bar shows, I feel like you can go real Trump heavy and everybody's on board and they're with you. But like if you start doing Trump jokes at like a bar, like a club show, then like you could start feeling slowly the ass is tightening up.
Yeah.
But I feel like at a bar show, like they're just like, yeah, like fuck that orange turd, like But then at a club show, it's like, but I think it's because they're mostly tourists and they probably come from Trump country and they're just like, oh, you're making fun of our leader, like
Our leader. I wonder how many of them are left. I mean, there's got to be a huge percentage of people that voted for him that aren't with him right now, right? I mean,
I
or maybe
don't
they're
know.
still with him. I don't know.
I
We
think
live
that-
in a New York City bubble.
I know. Yeah, we
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah,
What do we
no,
know?
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
It's definitely Trump land.
Well,
out
yeah, but
there.
I'm just saying objectively, he's made so many like buffoonish errors, like since he's taken.
But like the people that elected him don't really.
But like,
They're people
See
though.
that.
They
How
have
do you-
brains. Like,
No.
hey, I got someone's got to play this side.
yeah,
No, fair enough. It's a good point. It's a good point.
Don't have brains.
I really don't have
Yeah.
a better point. So,
no,
yeah.
I mean,
I mean,
some people like I've watched some like some of what Trump feels is fake news, like kind of do those like exit interviews and like do just like kind of like market research, I suppose, with Trump people, and like a lot of them say that they love what he's doing, they just don't like the tweets, and they feel like the tweets, that's they're like they love what he's doing with like international policy, and they love what he's doing with like the economy, but like what has he actually done? But this goes back to the brain question.
It definitely does.
Like
Well, I don't mean to interrupt, but
Yeah.
From my experience, because I went to school at a pretty big school. I went to Northeastern, so there was people from like around the country. So I've stayed in touch with people that are from
Yeah.
Kansas.
yeah.
I don't know.
I'm
just
from
trying to name-
Wisconsin. Yeah.
Well, yeah, sure. So like you would know. Then I don't know. Personally, I've heard a lot of people kind of go to the middle from being super Trump, but maybe it's because it was college, young, educated people who just wanted to like, fuck the system, man. We're not voting for Hillary. They really wanted to vote for Bernie. So maybe it's a small sample size of people, but they've flipped on him. People that I've talked to,
yeah, so like,
and specifically, it's been about like just embarrassing us, like the things he said to North Korea and the freaking
Rocket
paper
Man.
towel.
Like-
I got wait, hold on, Rocket Man. One thing. Objectively, I do think that's kind of funny. I don't know why. It's such a stupid name.
I just want
call
Elton
him Rob.
John to sue the shit out of
I
him.
know, right?
Like,
It's an obvious copyright infringement. He doesn't care.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny just that it's stupid. I don't know. He shouldn't be the president.
it's
Ugh.
like I just want like
This is so-
it's like save us, Elton John. You're our only hope. Like just put like a cease and desist. Like he cannot use the title of my song to
foreign
menace another nation or threaten nuclear apocalypse. Like
Yes,
he can't
facts.
use my song for that.
Ugh.
I feel like we should start a tweet campaign. Save us, Elton John.
Yeah. Oh my god,
yeah.
you should totally say
Yeah,
that.
like hashtag save us, Elton John.
Hashtag Rocketman.
Hashtag
great
Rocketman.
song.
Hashtag don't let him kill us all.
Yeah, great.
But like,
Ooh.
A little dark.
You can sue the president, right? Like you can.
I don't
He
know,
can
can
sue him,
you?
right?
Yeah,
Like-
yeah.
Well, he's like the ultimate suer, though. He's known for suing people.
yeah.
Even
He
before,
is.
you know,
yeah,
he
he's
was-
very
Yeah.
litigious.
I think he's like sued like over 100 people.
Oh yeah.
Crazy.
I'm not litigious.
I'm so not litigious that I've never used the word litigious before. That was very good use of that word. Context clues. I think I know what it means.
right. Like, yeah, I don't sue people.
You see,
Yeah.
right here
At
on
all.
Big Talking Brewskis, you learn your SAT words.
That was the big talk part.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
That's a big talk. Hashtag big word.
Big words.
So yeah, it's just crazy. And then did you see his press conference yesterday where he's with like the military leaders and he's like, oh, this is the quiet before the storm, and then the reporters are like, what storm are you talking about, Mr. President? What storm? And then he's like, don't worry, it's the quiet before the storm. But can you elaborate?
Worry.
Jewel, you're like,
It's like, so then it gets better.
Oh,
though.
don't worry about that.
wait, don't worry about that. Just, you know.
We're
It
in the
gets
eye of the
better.
hurricane. Don't worry about it.
Totally gets better. So then this reporter follows up. But Mr. President, can you please elaborate more on what storm you're referring to? Like, what's happening? And then he's just like, you'll see soon. Like,
Fuck.
what does that
This
mean?
is a
What is
military
this?
press conference
Like, he had dinner with like all these like generals and like
of
military
the
leaders.
U.S. Army.
Yeah.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah. And so like then he's like, yeah, this is a quiet before the storm. Like, are we invading Venezuela?
No.
Like, what are we
Like,
doing?
What the fuck?
I hope not Venezuela. That's where my mom's from.
Like,
I mean, I don't really care too much about it, but she was born there. God damn.
yeah. Because what idiot told him Venezuela has oil? That's the first question.
Right? Yeah.
It's just like,
Venezuela.
wait a
There's no
second,
oil.
they have oil and you can fly there in 3 hours? We're going to take that country.
Should be
Like,
ours.
It's crazy.
Oh my god, that's like my stomach just like dropped. What the fuck storm are you talking about?
Yeah, that shit scares
Yeah.
me. Global
That
war.
was right
really
before I fell asleep.
scary.
So, like,
right before you actually,
Oh, you actually
fell
were
asleep.
able to? Oh my god. Now I'm not. Yeah.
No,
totally
yeah,
not
no, she has
sleeping.
insomnia. Like that
Yeah.
sounds like
Straight up. Yeah,
Yeah.
it sounds like
you
you
fell
do.
asleep. Like,
well, that was already at like 1 a.m., but like,
Man.
yeah, it's been crazy.
Have you ever thought about unplugging from the politics thing because of like the way it's affecting like your sleep habits, for example?
I've thought about it, but then
know what I
I'm
mean?
also afraid that like the day I'm supposed to evacuate is the day that I'm not going to be watching. Like,
Jay, you're supposed to evacuate. That's fair enough.
you're gonna know.
I think you're gonna know. Yeah.
Yes,
I don't know.
You're gonna know.
I don't know. It's like, oh my god, why is everybody running?
Oh my
So you
god,
need to
that's
be-
a horrific thing to think
I
about.
know. She-
Everybody
her
in
mind
fucking
is
New York
scary.
City running, evacuating New York City.
It's gonna be
That's a
impossible.
fucking nightmare.
I think that's one of those where you just stay behind. You just let it go. You let it.
You just let it
happen.
go.
Oh yeah.
You just grab your ankles.
Dude, you let grab your ankles. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know. I'll try.
That's a
I'd
euphemism
rather
for
my
get
last half
fucked.
an hour on
Yeah, 'cause that's what's happening.
yeah. The funneling out of Manhattan would be it'd be a nightmare, man.
Yeah.
It would be impossible if that ever was like a thing.
Yes.
Ugh,
Well,
Right.
the only solace is that there is an underground tunnel system under Manhattan that used to be
we
like
talked about this.
yeah.
What?
So yeah. So like back in the day with like bootleggers, they built like like Al Capone and like Joe
my
Kennedy and all
ancestors,
that.
yes.
Like they
Italianos, paisans.
Okay.
Mm.
So like they built a tunnel
Respect.
system that goes, I would say, almost to like Boston down to the city, so that they could like bootleg like booze back during Prohibition, and so like I don't know.
Is it untapped? Like it's not being used right now?
No, and so like I don't know how like in repair it is
Right.
because this is like back from like the 20s during like Prohibition or
It's a long
whatever.
time ago, yeah.
But like you
Right.
know there is a
You're
tunnel
trapped in a
system
tunnel.
that would be able to like get out because like I live in
Claustrophobic, that'd be scary.
I live in Yonkers and like every
Oh,
once
you
in a
live in
while-
Yonkers?
Yeah.
Oh, I was do you know Rockland County?
Yeah.
So I was born in the Bronx and
Oh,
then
cool.
raised in Rockland County.
Oh, really?
Nobody
Like
ever
New
knows
City
Rockland.
or
Wow, you get new city.
Okay.
You guessed it. Like nobody ever knows.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Wow, cool.
but like I'm in Yonkers and sometimes we have like streets that collapse and it's because the it's like the street has like kind of like boring through the top of the tunnels, and then they go down there, and it's like, oh, this tunnel is 60 miles long, like
a hollow sort of like there's space there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. And
So-
that happens a lot, and that actually makes sense that it would be Yonkers because that's the route up to Boston. There.
Yeah.
And I bet a lot. I know that they used to bootleg from Canada to like Illinois, like Chicago to Canada. They probably have a bunch there too.
Okay, so
There's
we
a
need-
lot of,
we need
like,
hard hats and
underground-
battery
Uh-huh.
packs
Yeah.
and,
Oh,
like,
it's not
flashlights.
me. It's not me and you leading this surge.
Well, I mean,
Like-
I'm just trying to get out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who do I need to follow?
Who do I need to follow? Who's gonna figure this out?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Ugh.
I'm carrying fucking water with me everywhere. I
I feel like you're gonna be a beast. This
We
one right
should just
here?
Strap onto her. That's it.
For real, you're
It's
gonna have it
just
all
like-
figured out, and you're gonna be like fucking chopping down zombies and like
I started taking sword fighting. I
poking
did.
people in the
God.
eye with shit. Like,
Sword fighting.
I started taking Japanese sword fighting classes. I did.
Wait,
That's so fucking awesome,
does that
Marissa
cost
Smith.
money?
Well,
I'm
you
sorry.
can find like you can try different ones for free. Like I haven't found a school yet that I want to like commit to because like it's a lot of like time in my schedule. But like I have been shopping around.
Yeah, I'm like, where does she have the time for Japanese sword fighting?
Yeah, like I've been shopping around. I
Okay.
feel like if
Do you have
I
a day job?
I do.
Yeah, so you're using up all the hours in the day.
Yeah, because we're gonna
Oh,
be dead
no, that's
soon.
what she
Yes.
does.
It's
Well,
worth
you can't
it.
sleep
I see.
anyway, so
Yeah.
what are you gonna do when you can't sleep?
Everything. 'Cause we're all gonna die.
This is so funny. Oh
Yes.
man, you gotta laugh, right?
That's
You have
I
to.
think-
You have to.
yeah. Do you have a choice?
Uh,
Right. If
not
not, you're gonna
really.
be fucking crying.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you
It's
think
very
about
close
it-
to crying,
you
laughing,
Think about it on
yeah.
a real shit level,
Uh-huh,
like.
uh-huh.
Right.
I'm already to like the can't sleep constipation point of my year.
Right. She's been like this since November, folks.
Terrible point in the year.
It's like before I couldn't sleep but I could poo, and now I can't poo and I can't sleep.
Oh,
so I'm just
goddamn.
like
Oh man,
yeah. It's a lot.
I'd say that's the constipation thing is worse. That's worse than not sleeping. That's so uncomfortable.
It is.
I had my appendix taken out when I was like 19.
Oh wow.
And that was
wow.
the only. Oh, it's not a big deal. It happens to isn't it like 1 in 4 guys have an appendectomy or some shit?
I mean, but like
It's a lot of guys.
the pain though.
Oh, it was pretty
It's
bad.
like,
It was brutal
you could almost die.
beforehand.
Yeah.
Well, it was. They said it was like a few minutes away from bursting when I got to the emergency room, and I know a guy who had his burst, so it was like a horrible thing. But
Yeah.
mine was like I was basically. It went from a mild stomachache to like a super severe stomachache for 3 straight days, and like Tylenol wasn't cutting it and shit. So then I went to the emergency room. They did the test where they
Put
stick your finger in your
Oh.
stomach, the left side of your stomach.
okay.
And then it's like on the release is where all the pain comes in, and it was the sharpest pain I've ever felt in my entire life. Like it felt like someone was stabbing you. Like,
Oh, wow.
legit.
Oh my god.
So they were like, "Yep, that's appendicitis. We're gonna need you to get you to surgery." So they like rushed me into
Wait,
surgery.
can that just happen at any time period in your life?
Yeah, I think so. I think actually you just in your adolescence is most common.
Okay.
Like men ages 13 to 24 is like the highest standard deviation of
Okay.
I looked it up after all this shit. I'm not that smart. shit that's relevant to me.
To me, right?
Yeah.
What do I need to know about what's
You're
going on
probably
with me?
good.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, I think you're good.
Okay, great.
But either way, this was my biggest bout of constipation because they give you painkillers
Oh
after.
yeah.
And like it hurt a little bit, but I was like 19 and I just was like, all right, I want to try painkillers because it sounds like fun to take a bunch of
19 on
painkillers.
painkillers.
Yeah.
So I took like 3 or 4 Percocets like at a time, and it felt great. And then I did it again, it felt great. And I did it again, it felt great. And then I realized I hadn't shit in like a week, and it was like a problem. And then what they don't tell, what I didn't know about constipation was like if it's been a week, like it just compounds. It becomes harder to
Yes.
actually shit.
Release. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So like you're fucked. Like you feel like you don't have to go, but you feel terrible. and
Yeah,
then
like
you're-
you're bloated and
Uh-huh.
yeah, and you get the pain in the back.
Yeah. And you
Yeah.
know what it is, and you're just like, oh, I just want to shit. It's a
Like you
terrible feeling.
can't.
I was in college, and it was like I wasn't being healthy anyway.
Shitting in
Yeah.
college is the worst anyway, like as it is.
As a freshman, I was like a freshman.
Right,
It
yeah.
was,
So
like,
then you had to
group
shit like
dorms.
Yeah, the dorm toilet?
It was like a floor
a
toilet.
floor toilet.
Oh, sorry.
I had to
You can
like,
bring it to you.
because like I don't like to shit in front of people,
I-
like or hear people like to hear me shit, like or whatever.
Yeah, I never.
So
oh.
I would have to like wait until like 1:00 in the afternoon when like nobody else was in the dorm, and like
That's
I
a
would
good
shit
shit
like
hour.
it was great, like because it was like certain point on the 4th floor in that like one bathroom in the corner.
Yeah. Aren't you amazed by guys that could just like let loose in the fucking bath? Isn't it?
Bro,
It's
that's
disgusting
crazy
and it's amazing.
disgusting and amazing at the same time.
Because it's just like
Right.
he sits down, half a second later,
You're shitting
loud
in front
as
of
shit.
everybody. It's
Yeah.
loud as shit.
and
You're
like
just-
I try to be quiet, like in a public
oh
restroom.
yeah, like
even at home,
Yeah.
I'm really these guys make noise, man. It's pretty crazy.
right. You still kind of giggle when you make noise. Though, like,
Yeah, of course. Who doesn't?
oh, I can't believe that came out of me.
I don't think I say it like that, but you're a little cuter than me. Yeah. But it's amazing. Oh my god. Yeah, I don't like public shitting. I mean, it's necessary, but I do not enjoy
I
it.
went to jail for like 4 days in LA.
Oh no. What'd you do?
And
You gotta tell me. I mean, come on.
well, I had a warrant for like I had weed
Oh,
on
good.
me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
In LA?
Yeah, like I didn't pay the ticket. Yeah.
They're really like official about that, right?
Yeah, it's like you get a ticket. If you don't pay it, then it turns into a warrant. So anything, you know.
Oh, goddamn.
But yeah, I was there for like 4 days. It was like a holiday weekend. But like I didn't shit for like 3 days.
Because
Because I had to shit in front of people.
In front of no way.
Like
It's
literally,
not happening.
It's like I'm
I've
not
thought
doing
about that situation because my brother's been to jail and he told me about it. I was like, bro,
literally in front of everybody.
No
a
way.
room full of like 30 guys.
guys.
I got to shit in front of them.
Ugh.
See, I don't have problem like shitting in a public bathroom because like to be honest with you, I don't shit at home. I like only shit in public bathrooms. I don't
What?
know. It's a
That's the
problem.
craziest thing I've ever heard
It's
in my
a
entire
problem that
life.
I have. Because I live there. I don't want to like have that
What?
in my house. Like,
Well, that does make sense, actually. That does kind of make sense.
It's toilets. It goes right down this place you're never
Yeah,
going to
but
see it
it's
again.
like-
but it's your
that's-
private place.
yeah,
like, you
it's
know?
like I my facials and I like take a nice bath and I like candles. Like I can't be shitting in my little sanctuary. You know, it's like
I see what you're saying, but it's still the craziest
it's like
thing
that
I've ever heard.
exfoliate there. I can't. But so like I like poo and mostly at work actually.
Oh,
I-
well, you gotta. I mean, do you work in
Yeah.
an office?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I mean, literally, you get there, 9 a.m.? That's
I-
like poo hour. That's
yeah,
like when
it's
you
like-
gotta shit.
Yeah,
If you drink beer, that's when you gotta shit.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like from the night before.
It's
Or
like
whatever.
yeah, like
absolutely. I feel like
8:30,
you get
9
to a
o'clock.
certain
Oh, you don't.
age.
Yeah, you don't know what beer shits are like. I guess.
Oh,
I know what Jameson shits are like.
Someone tells me that's much worse.
but is it Bud Mud?
Bud mud. God damn. That's some funny shit.
JMO shit is not that Bud Mud.
Oh, this
bye-bye.
has turned gross.
it did. It did.
It's okay.
Big
But
talk.
yeah, it's
I like to
big
be
talk.
likable and gross at the same time.
Yeah.
That's my energy on stage. That's what I
That's-
try to do.
That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
We're all about that right now.
Great.
Because everybody takes a shit.
Yeah.
Like, right. We all,
we both
right,
be-
you be forgetting that. Right. Guess what?
Obvious points.
You know,
It's a
It's
real
like everybody
obvious
takes a
point,
poo.
right?
Yeah.
You know that hot model you see on Vogue?
Oh,
She
yeah.
shit.
She definitely shits.
Yeah, that's always
She
funny
probably
to think
shits more
about,
than
isn't
everybody
it?
because they all have like.
They be taking laxatives
Exactly,
and shit to make
'cause they
yourself
s-
like, you know.
flatter.
What would you do if you had to? If you had to be like a bulimic white girl or whatever, would you take laxatives or would you make yourself throw up? If you had to pick.
I don't.
I would throw up.
I would throw up.
Yeah, because then at least
Forcing
you can
myself
eat.
to shit and diarrhea. Oh, ugh. That sounds terrible.
Yeah.
I don't know one single girl that takes laxatives,
I
but I know
I'm the
I know a
opposite.
lot
I'd
of
rather,
bulimic
I'd
girls.
rather like
Yeah.
just take some shits as opposed to like
Yes, okay.
sticking
So
your
you
finger
don't you have
down
a
every
fear of
time you,
vomiting
like,
a little
throw-
bit.
I don't like it.
Yeah, there's some people that really have a fear of vomiting.
No,
I'm not
it's like-
saying
I don't even have to like in college. I used to drink a lot, and I used to end up like drinking to the point where I'd throw up. So like I never put my finger down my throat.
No.
I just would throw up.
right.
But that's the worst because then like the room is spinning and you're just like, oh god, I gotta
That is
throw up.
that's like the worst.
But I was also a 00, so it's fine.
Oh, okay. See, that's why.
Yeah.
Oh wait, was that? Oh, okay. You mean size? Got it.
Yeah.
I never 0 sounds stupid for a size, so I never remember that.
Yeah, it's smaller than a 0. Like it
guess.
was, like I lost a shit ton of weight from like high school to college, but then I was like throwing up like all the time from drinking in
Ooh.
college.
Eesh.
So then like I remember the first time like my mom saw me like after like a break, and like she walked past me. And I'm like, mom, and like she's like, oh my god, what happened? To you? And, like, yeah, no, because I had like lost so much weight.
Wow.
Because like when I checked in the dorms, I was like,
It's never happened to me.
I was like 8, and then I went down to like a 00.
Whoa. Yeah, that's like
That's-
800% less
That's crazy.
person.
Yeah.
I lost, I want to say like 25, 30 pounds freshman year.
Oh, wow.
Like-
you guys were like healthy freshman people.
No,
Or
here's
not
what-
healthy, but like
Here's what happened.
losing. Oh, no, here we go.
My parents didn't think like they wanted to put me like on like a meal plan. They were like, no, that's like too expensive.
Right.
We'll just send you money to like, pay
never
for
enough
food.
money.
Guess what I used the money for?
Weed.
Drugs. Of course. Everyone's got all
So
these
it's like,
cool
you know what?
devices. How am I going to smoke
I'm gonna buy
this?
ramen noodles and
Yep.
spend the rest on weed.
And have like one meal a day.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah. Hello.
yeah.
Right.
Hi.
And it's like, Friday, you're like so skinny now. Yeah.
Yeah. It
I
sucks.
I hated all the food, so like I like basically I lived off of like cucumbers and carrots, and then I drank a shit ton, and so like then I was just like puking up like cucumber and carrots,
So, guys, if you want to lose weight,
cucumbers, carrots, and alcoholism.
and- yes.
Yeah,
Cool.
that's a winner's
All
diet.
you, yeah.
Smoke a
A
lot of
whole
weed too.
new you.
Yeah.
Um,
man.
So like Alex, how do you balance? Like, do you have a day job? You said you
do.
did, right?
I do.
So like, how do you balance like comedy and your day job?
Yeah, it's definitely tough, and as like comedy has picked up speed a little bit for me, I've definitely been giving less of a shit at my day job. I was definitely out of college. I was pretty into like trying to move up the ladder and be like, I don't know, good at my job, because if you're gonna
What's your day job?
I work in digital media, which is like the most boring thing ever. I basically advertise online for like companies. So
Okay.
like if they want to run, let's say one of my clients is Lowe's Hotels or Lowe's department stores, to be more generic.
Right.
If they want to run a campaign on, let's say, I don't know, they want to run a video campaign, they want 1 million views, and they want to run it across YouTube and the Google search network and all those things. Like, I organize those campaigns, I budget it out, and basically tell them what to do. Very boring shit, but I got really good at it in like my first 2 years, and I got promoted. And this is before I started doing comedy. It's like my
Right.
first 2 years out of college, so I stayed in the industry.
right.
So I'm one of the few, and you too, I guess, one of the few comics who has like a traditional office job.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
like full time, but also comedian. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when I started doing comedy, it was like, okay, I'm getting off of work at 7 p.m. and I can't even hit up mics. Like, I can't even, like, any mics I'm going to hit up are going to be late night mics, and then I'm going to be fucking exhausted.
Exhausted the next day.
Yeah, so how am I going to get good, basically?
Right.
So I actually renegotiated my contract, and I think that this is something that people need to understand, that like as an employee, as long as you're like good, if you're not like a really, and also if the job is like not replaceable, like where it's like if you're a janitor, they could find someone to clean up,
Right.
whatever. It's a replaceable job. But like if they need to work to find someone like you have to realize like you have power there. So I basically was like, hey, this comedy thing is picking up faster than I thought. I can't work these 60-hour weeks anymore because I'm salaried. So it's not overtime. I'm not getting time and a half.
Right,
I'm not getting
exactly.
shit for that. And
Yeah.
most people don't. So, and now, if you've noticed, most people work from 8:30 to 6 as a standard.
Right.
Our parents were 9 to 5.
Right.
There's a big difference in the average being 9 hours a day versus 8 hours a day. Some days 10 hours, some days
Right.
11 hours. And it's like, I was like, if I'm working 60 hours in a week, I'm just going to leave. I'll give you as much notice as you need. I'll give you a month, 2 months, whatever it is, but I can't do 60-hour weeks anymore. I'm gone. They came back to me 2 days later and were like, what about this? And they wrote up this contract. They were like, maximum hours 35 in a week, minimum 30 in a week, but here's your pay. And so they basically mathematically reduced my pay based on the hours I was working to the hours I'm working now.
Okay.
And it's fucking awesome because it's not like I was
Because you can make that up
Yeah.
in the money you make from comedy.
sort of.
Kinda.
Well, I'm
Right.
trying to.
That's,
you know,
that's
that's
the ultimate
the
goal.
goal. Yeah.
Yeah. But you know what? Like honestly, I'm so much happier.
But
Like,
that's the whole thing is you have
so
to be happy.
much happier. I was making more money in the before, but I'm so much happier now, which is like, what's the money for?
Right.
Right.
And if you're so busy, like you can't do anything with it anyway.
Dude, I couldn't get on stage. Like even shows I wanted to, I don't know. I had no time, no energy.
Yeah.
And now I know, okay, 30 to 35 hours a week given the workload. Like I could plan out my weeks. I could plan out mics. I could plan out shows.
30, 35 hours is not.
It's not that
that's Not
bad.
bad. That's not
Yeah.
bad at all.
I did 35 this week, and it's not bad at all. It basically would be getting in at 9 and leaving at 4 every day if you don't take a day off.
Yeah.
Just 9 to
Yeah.
4.
The
Yeah.
least I can do is 37 and a half. And then like
Oh, they have
I-
that like stipulate, but that's not bad.
Yeah. And so then like on average, I probably do about like 40, 41. But then like
Good.
my commute is the problem. Because
Oh,
like I
no.
have like a 20-hour a week commute.
Do they pay for that at least? Or?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
They don't give you anything for that?
No.
Bullshit.
So
They
it's
should
like,
totally do that.
yeah, but it's just like, and I've been with them like forever. Like I've been with the company for 12 years. So,
Wow.
like, yeah.
So,
So,
it's a good job, you know.
and
Yeah.
it's just kind of like if like I need to be like, hey, I got an audition, I gotta leave early today, or
They're
yeah,
pretty
I
good
just-
about it?
Yeah, it's like I have this crazy idea that I want to do a podcast. I need to leave early on Fridays. Like, okay, like,
Right. Yeah.
I told them that too. They were like, yeah, good luck with the podcast thing. They're like really condescending. Oh, yeah. My coworkers are super condescending about my comedy career. I would say.
What?
Yeah. Because they all think they're super funny. And, you know, I'm somewhat funny at work, but not really because I'm just at work. Like,
yeah.
They're like, give me a joke. They're like,
well,
give me a joke.
they're the
You're a
fucking
comedian. Give me a joke.
obviously,
Yeah.
they do that.
Yeah. Oh,
And then
God.
obviously, like, it's like, it doesn't really work like that.
Right.
You know.
People don't understand that. Hello.
Like
Obviously.
trying to be office funny and not get fired. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Because
Right.
It's like,
I already let them know that. Like
Straight
off
up.
top. Sorry, I talk about dicks.
like
We all talk about dicks. It's unavoidable.
it's just like, but like I remember they asked me to do the company Christmas party once, and I was just like,
What? I would have
no.
turned that down immediately.
I was like, no.
Wait. Oh
no.
no.
I just had like a shiver.
That's like
Oh my
the
God.
easiest way to get everybody to hate you at the office.
Yeah.
And also just like think you're terrible or something because you're
Yeah.
not gonna make people. Oh, you're not. They're gonna be looking.
Because then they know
for
you like on a certain like professional level.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like it's a whole nother. No.
Dude,
That's definitely no.
And they're like,
Yeah.
no, we'll pay you. Like, just tell us what you want. And I was just like, no. Like,
no.
like
I can
long
refer
term, I want to
somebody.
keep this job. Like,
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. And if you want to like be funny at a corporate gig, you could do it with people you don't know. You
Even
could be
on the
clean
other
with
hand,
people you
though-
don't know, but like doing that with people you know, they might be like, "Oh, she's not that funny," and it's like you're just trying to not get fired, or even if you were trying to be funny, it's just a different. It's a terrible audience. That would
Yeah,
be the
it's-
worst
I was
audience.
gonna say on the other hand though, and
Yeah.
like say you had another job offer and they offered you that, like, oh, I get to roast all these
Spit
motherfuckers.
fire.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, that'd be pretty funny.
I hope y'all motherfuckers are ready.
It's true.
and they all ask me, like, do you tell jokes about The Office? Like, no, like, nobody.
Everyone always asks me that.
Yeah, it's like,
I say yes. I'm like, yeah. And
I
then they go,
was-
wait, what do you mean? And I'm like, yeah, you know, it's come to a show.
I always give people a
And then
warning:
they-
don't do anything for me to write a joke about.
Wow, that's scary. I would just not talk in front of you
do
ever.
you ever have
Oh,
people
shit.
that you're dating be like, don't write any jokes about me?
Oh, they like, yeah. So because I kind of wait to tell people I'm a comedian.
Yeah, that's smart.
A little bit, like, you know, to like then I just punch them with like, oh yeah, I'm a comedian, and they go, what? And then
That's sexier somehow.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then like they do ask that question, like, wait, so you're gonna write a joke about me? I'm like, well, don't do anything that I'm gonna write a joke about.
I've got guys that say that to me all the time. It's just like, oh, are you gonna write a joke about me? It's just like, are you planning on doing something stupid?
Right,
like-
exactly, right.
Yeah.
Are
like-
you gonna do something that's
Like asking
Hello.
me if I'm gonna write a joke about you.
Yeah.
Like, it's very annoying.
Does that happen to
it's
you?
very yeah.
Yeah, when I am dating, I haven't had like a steady girlfriend for a while, but I do have this one girl who we've been off and on for like God, for like 8 years now, I guess,
Okay.
since like college started. Yeah, we're like both weird. We both have commitment issues, but we both kind of love each other, so that's weird. Anyway, she's in grad school in France right now, so I haven't seen her. But either way, a lot of my material has come from like that. But
Okay.
it's not. I'd say only one of the jokes is like maybe like even kind of negative. Most of it's just about me being weird in relationships because that's my kind of humor. I don't really attack people.
Right.
So I'm always pretty good with that, especially even with the office stuff. It's always like me doing weird shit at the office, me not fitting in, like me being
Right.
just this outcast. That's funny to me as opposed to like, I mean,
Roasting
some people, some people are great at that. Like some people,
Right, yeah, because I'm the same way. Like, I'm not that comic that like picks out people like in the audience and just like
and like grills them,
and like yeah.
I don't even know like how to.
Yeah, no, I'm
Yeah.
not. That's like a whole nother art.
Yeah, it
People
really is.
get up there and they just like, oh, so where you from? And then they just like start
Boom.
out, boom, and I can't. I'm just like, I'm gonna just do my jokes.
I'll talk to people in a friendly way, and then usually they say
talk
something.
to people.
No, I don't really.
You don't do crowd work?
So it depends. Like I feel like if I get up and the room is cold because the host hasn't really warmed the room up,
The host
then
isn't.
I'll like
Yeah, exactly.
I'll do a little crowd work just to like get them a little bit like warmed up. But like I don't really get too like. You know, like, oh, you guys dating? Oh,
don't do
was
that
that your
one.
brother? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
just
Because
simple.
I do crowd work, but I like to do like group crowd work.
group
Yeah.
crowd
Like
works
we're
fun.
gonna all work together.
Yes.
Yeah.
At this, as opposed to like me just like pointing at.
Sometimes I don't
somebody.
even let them answer. It's like just part. It's like for the other members of the crowd.
That's
Really.
the problem too, though. Is like when you talk to them, then they think they can talk back the whole time.
Yeah.
and it's like this is not a conversation.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
But that's all you
God.
have to say, really, because that's pretty funny. Like
Yeah.
if you say it in the right timing, everyone
Yeah.
will laugh at that.
yeah.
It's embarrassing for them.
But like I just remember like I like a couple weeks ago I did set at the Pair and
Okay.
there was the strangest audience. They were super supportive and fun, but they were like super strange.
Yeah.
Nobody really laughed. They just said, "Oh, that's funny.
Dude,
That's hilarious."
Like
Like
laugh. I know. I've
you
gotten
know,
that.
and it's just like, oh, they were really funny. She's funny. It's like, you know what I mean? And it was just like it's almost like they were like just LOLing, you know? And you're just like, yeah, like you're not a human emoji. Like laugh, like you know.
Some people are fucking human emojis now. It's legit. I know a bunch of comics, a lot of female comics that like live in their phones. Like it's weird. They'll be like, that's funny when you tell them the joke, but they're just flipping on their social media. And it's like,
Well,
all right, I get it. Like you have like 10,000 followers or whatever. Yeah, like they're good at it. And like some of my really good friends are just like really good at social media and like getting their
That's
shit
the
up. But
part
it's
that
like
I
they
feel like
live
I
in their
need.
phones.
I need an assistant for because
Me
like,
too. I'm terrible at it.
I will do a whole show and then fucking forget to like put anything up about it, like at all. Like
Straight up, my best shows.
Like,
I never mention.
straight up, nothing on Instagram. Didn't take a picture. Fuck,
No.
Rodney, what'd you do last night? Oh shit, I had a show. It was great.
Might I
you have any
suggest that
evidence?
if you have a website, you have a widget with your schedule hooked to
Whoa.
Google Calendar, and then once you put it in your calendar,
Whoa,
it'll
whoa, 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 whoa. I'm
automatically
writing
upload to your website. I'm just saying.
Marissa Smith, school name.
Wait, could we talk after?
So like then when you get booked for the show, you just put it in your Google Calendar, and it automatically updates in your website. I'm just saying.
For those of us with websites,
You know, if you got a website.
I don't have a website.
Under construction.
Yeah, same. Yeah, exactly.
So, Alex, what do you think about OJ getting released?
Oh, this one's fun. I just think it's super. Like, how would the people from the '90s like react if they saw how little we gave a fuck about OJ getting released right now? Like, I think it's pretty funny that Cam Newton saying something to a reporter, which, whatever your opinion is on that, it's whatever. That's more like a hot topic than OJ's just walking around like a free man. Because most people in the '90s, they would. I mean, it was. I wasn't around for it really. I mean, I was maybe 5 years old when that shit happened, but like,
Oh, that's a dorps.
Oh shit! Yeah, I'm 25 by the way. Yeah.
Oh.
I was born in '92.
Oh God.
Is that young? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sometimes it's not though. Some of these comedians like, oh, I started when I was 14. You're like, what the fuck, bro? Started when you were 14. Oh, am I not-
You
am I allowed to
can-
curse?
yeah,
Oh, okay,
yeah,
good.
absolutely.
It's like
no,
a
you
big
can
curse.
say
shit,
that.
motherfucker,
Nah.
goddamn.
Yeah.
Oh, all of them.
Yeah, you can just throw them all out there.
Great.
Great. Yeah, no.
No, but yeah. So the OJ thing to me is like history lesson, but
Yeah.
still, it's like I don't know. It's just so funny to me how like
I remember watching him drive the white Bronco in
Yes.
the
Dude,
cafeteria
that was
in
crazy.
high school.
I
you were in
was
high school.
Yeah,
Oh my god, that
like
must have
we
been
were all like
incredible.
they had we had like a TV in our cafeteria,
They
and
bring
we
it
were
out for
all
that?
like, no, we just had a TV in our cafeteria.
Oh, okay.
Like, and so
Okay.
like then like we were like eating lunch, and we're just like, I don't understand. Why is that truck driving away? That's O.J. Simpson? Why is O.J. Simpson in that Bronco? And like we're all just sitting there. We were all late for class because we're like, what's happening right now? Like it was just the craziest thing. But like I think that was like definitely one of those like Rodney King like racial divide.
LAPD.
Yeah, while was
Yeah.
happening was like definitely like
And I feel like
There's a lot of shit going down.
where there was a lot of shit
Racial
going down.
shit
But
and-
because of that is the reason why he got off. I feel like because
maybe.
no,
because based on like all the evidence, like I'm completely into investigation discovery. Like I love
are you?
like
Oh, wow.
true crime shit.
Cool.
And I've definitely like watched like some OJ shit.
I've watched
He
the OJ shit. Yeah.
Definitely did that shit.
I feel like he did.
Definitely did that shit.
I feel like yeah, I'm pretty sure he did.
I don't know.
But
that
because he
did.
was a
Here's-
black man at the time, and like with all the racial shit going on,
and he was
they didn't want to let it
beloved
explode
by everyone.
Yes, he was like
Beloved
O.J.
by
Simpson.
by black and white people.
But like this
alike.
Is this is my feeling on it though, is that he would have just hired somebody to do it. Like,
Unless he's just a murderer.
unless
and he
right.
wants
But,
to
like,
murder.
well, he
I don't
would've-
know. I
you
don't
no,
know.
no, no. You gotta like, you gotta really get into like this man's like head. He's this like football player. He feels like he owns Nicole. She went and got like a new boyfriend.
You gotta remember she was
Of
much
course,
younger than him.
He's like pissed off and like
No,
No,
that's
he's-
like the first time after all this time he's been famous. That's the first time he's gonna kill somebody, and he's gonna like be.
It wasn't the first time he beat her though. There's
yeah,
official
no,
reports.
it was definitely an abusive relationship that they were in.
Yeah, yeah.
He would like they had like a cocaine issue.
Yeah.
Ray
like-
Rice didn't kill his wife.
No, not yet. No, I'm
But
just
that's
kidding.
right.
no, actually, no. Of course not. I love her.
It's
All
like-
right, come on.
He definitely had like this like egomaniac like mindset where he felt like he could probably get away with it.
Well, you're probably. I tend to agree with you, but I mean, look, we can't prove that.
No.
The biggest evidence against him, in my opinion, just like from a personality perspective, is that he fucking wrote that book.
If
I did it,
If I
like
did
basically jerking off in front of everyone, saying like, "Hey,
Well,
this
if
is
I
I
were
did
to
it.
it.
Like, and I got away with it."
well, there was also like DNA evidence that like came up after the fact. Like, but if you go to trial and you're acquitted, then
double jeopardy.
yeah, they can't retry him for that. So
I don't know. I just feel like he would have just hired somebody. My biggest bone of contention with OJ is that he shat upon us, the Kardashians.
Wait,
I'll,
am I?
right,
Oh
well,
yes, yes.
Robert
'cause the lawyer,
Kardashian
yeah,
was his
yeah,
lawyer.
yeah,
Robert
yeah.
Kardashian was his lawyer. Hey, well, let's
I'm with you
really
on
get
that,
into
Pax.
this because that like whole like he's
If it
so
wasn't
like
for
attached.
him.
Like Robert Kardashian was his lawyer.
Yep.
But he was also seen partying with Kris Kardashian.
Right.
The rumors are that Khloe
Is
is
his daughter.
His daughter.
And
His
OJ?
she
actual
looks
daughter.
just
Is that
like
right?
And they look
yeah,
just
like
like
She
his
doesn't
daughter.
other daughter.
look there. Oh
Yeah.
my god,
And,
They're
like,
that's
the
juicy.
same height,
you
same
can
face.
find like photos of
probably
like
true,
OJ
man.
and Nicole
Fucking
and
OJ.
Chris all partying together.
because
Oh,
Nicole
yeah.
and Chris were besties.
They were
Some
besties.
swinging was going on.
Yeah,
there for
hello.
Sure, for
Two
sure.
hot chicks in Beverly Hills.
She was fucking amazing.
you know,
Yeah.
Chris was hot back in the
Yeah,
day.
yeah, and also
And so was Nicole was
yeah. She
also
was amazing looking.
Yeah.
it's pretty crazy. Because even in the '90s, you know, when you go back and you look at old photos, at least for me, 'cause maybe it's different because I'm younger. But when I go back, I'm like, usually like you look at these girls that were like quote unquote hot, and you're like, their hair looks stupid and like their nose is big, and you're just like, really, like they weren't that amazing. But for some reason, she was like
Oh yeah,
You watch those documentaries, and I'm
Yeah,
just like,
no,
whoa.
she was gorgeous.
Yeah,
yeah, and he was like a big black football player.
he was the guy. He was an
Like,
actor too. I mean, he was
big black
literally
right, not
Naked
just a
Gun.
football
dude.
player.
He was in country
right.
clubs. He was connected.
Commercials, like
Huh?
he was
That Hertz
the
commercial
guy.
is like amazing.
Yeah.
So my thing is, all right. So regardless, because we could debate for hours if he did it or not. But
Wait, but there's like a
Okay,
whole.
here we go.
There's a whole
Rodney's-
reconnection that goes around.
Okay,
Though.
yeah.
So, you got the mom, Kris Kardashian,
Right.
was like friends with like OJ, and then her son, Robert Kardashian, has a baby with Black China.
Right.
Black China's mom, Tokyo Tony, was
Whoa,
just
you're-
on fucking
losing
Twitter
me.
this week, like trying to get at OJ, like, "Hey, OJ, come over here, da 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 da."
like and chill or come
yeah,
over here.
like
and-
no, she's saying like, "Come over, I'll like pay for your bills." Like,
Did they hook
you
up
need
before?
a place to stay. No, they haven't hooked up before, but that's like a whole.
But her,
Yeah.
and let me just back up for one
Yeah,
second.
yeah.
The
Whoa,
mother
whoa,
is
whoa. Tokyo who?
and the daughter is China.
oh,
Yeah,
you don't
I'm
know
very
about
confused.
Black China
I'm with
and
you.
Tokyo Tony.
I know. I've
I
heard
know
the name
Black
Black China.
China.
Yes.
Okay,
But
well,
I don't
Black
know
China's
Tokyo
mom
Tony.
is also a stripper.
Better
Her name is
alliteration.
Tokyo Tony.
Tokyo Tony's
Oh,
better
is
name.
Black China a stripper?
Yeah.
She's
Oh.
like big ass stripper, right?
Yes.
Right. She has like a humongous ass. Yeah.
stripper.
Mhm.
That was also
Like an Instagram.
She was with Robert Kardashian to have a baby together.
Right.
Dream Kardashian.
Yeah. No, I
Gotcha.
knew that she had a baby with
Man, you
Robert
know every-
Kardashian,
Jesus.
but
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm still. That's like my biggest bone of contention with OJ is that he brought the Kardashians upon us.
I'm with you on that. A lot like
Because
I've
that
had-
definitely gave him clout to be on like E.
Well, that was the whole. Yeah. I mean.
And then the father died, and
yeah.
The father died, and then Kim had the sex tape that came out.
That
like,
was
that.
the,
Like
that
and
and it.
Chris orchestrated that.
Yes, and then Ryan Seacrest put the show on the air. So
Yep.
he was the producer originally of
Oh,
the
I didn't know
Kardashians.
they-
Oh yeah.
Yes.
So once
and now
this-
they've
once
had their
Ray J's
10-year anniversary. It's like it's been 10 years.
So
since
once the
Kardashian's
sex
been
tape
with us.
came out, I guess he just was like, let's do a Paris Hilton thing with this. Like he jumped on it. Oh, sorry. He
I
jumped
didn't
on
even
it.
Paris Hilton
know
was
that he
like-
was involved with that.
Oh
Kim-
yeah.
Kim
Oh,
was
he
Paris
produces the show. I'm pretty
Hilton's,
sure he's
like,
executive
stylist.
producer.
I didn't even know.
I don't
that.
watch the
He's
show,
still the
so-
executive producer.
Yeah, I don't watch the
Well,
show, so
I
we don't
know
know.
that-
I watch all the shows.
Rodney,
I watch
we know
all
you
the
watch the show.
episodes. Like
I know Kim used to be Brandy's stylist.
she
and
was
that-
Brandy stylist and Paris Hilton stylist.
And like that's
Kim?
how she met Ray J
Yeah.
was because she was
Oh, I
Brandy's
didn't know that.
stylist.
that's also how she met Kanye
So
West.
she actually
Yeah.
did something.
Yeah, before she just
Thank you.
did sex tapes.
Yeah, which is fine. I like Paris is better for some reason. I don't know. The green lighting sucked though.
I don't know. I didn't really watch that. The only that's
Well,
like,
yeah. Why would you?
act like every day is your birthday.
I'm so with you, man. And like just the generation of girls that it's produced is like probably my age to 15-year-olds now are
Yeah.
just they're ruined. Those girls like they're just emulating Kim Kardashian. That's their hero.
well, now it's Kylie who's pregnant.
Kylie's gorgeous.
Now who is her baby daddy?
See, that's the whole thing. I was waiting to talk
Because
about
I thought
this
that
because
was like wasn't she with
that shit
Tyga
was
for a
like-
while?
okay, so
Wasn't go on.
Kylie's pregnant,
I know that.
but we don't know who the father is.
Is that right? Nobody knows.
No, they have not talked about it.
Okay,
But
they
if you
know.
watch the last season of The Kardashians, Kim is looking for a surrogate, and she asked Khloe to be her surrogate. Khloe said no. And so I could see her asking Kylie and then Kylie having a baby for her sister.
This is proving our point. They're using human life as a plot point in their fucking television show.
Fuck, it's so true, but
It's-
it's so juicy.
Oh god.
Like,
You guys got
And this is why we're going to hell in a handbasket.
I mean, look.
I mean, but that makes that.
In a handbasket.
But wait,
What is a handbasket?
When you
Isn't it just a fucking
I was
basket?
thinking about the other day, like hell in a handbasket. What the fuck is a handbasket?
Someone just wanted to sound
handbasket
cool.
is a basket
Made that shit
with
up.
a handle for your
Goddamn,
hand.
can I use that on stage
God
tonight?
damn it.
But that makes it like really cool though, right? If like
Yeah.
you have like sisters
Mm-hmm.
and you have a younger sister and the older sister can't have a baby, so the younger sister decides that she'll carry the baby for her.
I mean, I guess that's logical. But what if
That's-
it's just her baby?
No.
You figured this out
no.
for sure.
Right, because there's one or two options. Either she's like carrying Kanye West and Kim Kardashian's egg inside of her, or she's 20 and she's popped up pregnant.
Yeah, but that's
In
could
which
happen.
case-
20,
Popped
yeah.
up pregnant.
That's very, you're feral. What's the word? Not feral.
Right, yeah.
Viral.
Fertile.
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 I'm really bad. Feral
But
is
these
terrible.
are the Kardashians
bro.
we're talking about.
Like a
They
cat.
don't
Yeah, like
just,
a fucking cat.
they don't
yeah.
just come up with like accidents. Okay, like
Right, they're orchestrating this. But that's
All right,
fucked
so
up.
is it Tigger's baby? Is my question.
That
No,
Tyga?
Tyga. No, well, Tyga had a baby with Black China.
Wait,
She-
I thought
she's
Black
popping up
China had a
again.
baby with Rob Kardashian.
She did.
These people are
Which
too
is
damn
like-
shady.
That's
Yes,
like
agreed.
complete. It's a complete weird map of like who's fucking who, and then they have kids together.
It's too much.
It's almost like getting to the point of like, I don't know, like they're a monarchy or something. Like they only.
But now Chloe's pregnant too.
Like this skank royalty.
Yes, but they're royalty exactly. I mean, who else would be royalty if not Kim Kardashian in our modern culture? Like who's,
Yeah.
who's the
Yeah.
queen? And who's the
Beyonce.
king? Okay, fair enough, Beyonce.
Sorry.
Fair enough.
Well-
Fair enough, Beyonce. But she's at least
but
like in the
that's like
court.
a-
She's in the royal court.
Yeah.
one of the most
Right,
famous
yes,
people
yes,
alive.
She is like in the world court, but Beyonce doesn't talk to Kim.
That's fair. I wouldn't either.
Wait, because
Beyonce's a
Beyonce's the
billionaire.
real queen.
Yeah.
She's
Well, they're
just
both.
like-
Are they both billionaires? No way. Kim's a billionaire yet, right? Beyonce's like
Beyonce definitely has
Beyonce
more
and Jay Z
money.
have billions, which is like crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're like,
I think that was like the point of contention between like Kanye West and Jay Z. He got married to like Kim, and then Beyonce's just like, no, I'm not hanging out
wow. Yeah, probably.
with him. Like,
I
not doing it.
if that's the case, then I respect Beyonce more. I'm with you because I think Kim Kardashian's like toxic, like that whole show.
Oh, they're the worst.
And I've had arguments with like, I don't get into arguments with like feminism and everything, but like I've had girls defend it from a feminist perspective and say like it's a feminine show and like that's good for. I was like, are you serious? Like, I usually don't get into arguments, right? Like,
okay, I could
Do you-
see how that could be like a crazy thought,
it's
process.
crazy.
but they are like, it's like a kind of girl power because it's like sisters. Like you have all these sisters.
That's what their point was.
And a
That's
mom.
what their point was.
Like
yeah.
you don't really see like
There's
women.
there's no
there's no
there's no
guys.
patriarchal like person.
There's no guys. I mean, the
Okay.
guys that are there, not like they're using them, but like
Yeah,
they're the main characters.
yeah,
in
they're the
show.
they're the subplots, whatever.
Yeah.
But and I get that, but it's
And
like
you get to see
but
like
what do
because
they
I'm a
do?
fan. I watch, and
Rodney.
yeah, I know.
It's
I
okay,
know.
man.
I know. It gets and hey,
Hey, in a different room, you'd be like the coolest person for saying that. But
This is
I'm just,
very true.
You know, we're not into it. I mean, I know Marissa isn't. She's looking at her phone. She's upset.
Our guest is lost.
Lost? It was not very hard to find. I gotta,
He's like,
This-
I'm by the diner.
what?
wait! If you look out the window, you can see the diner.
Oh, is that right? Is that the diner in Manhattan?
Bro, right. If you're listening, you got to go one block up.
Yeah, you guys listening?
But we need to take a quick break, and we also have a caller on, so we're going to take
Oh,
a
wow.
real fast break. Before we go, Alex, where can everyone see you next?
Yes, so I guess tonight's too late, but I co-host a monthly show at the Standing Room with Derek Thompson, another hilarious comedian. The Standing Room is in Long Island City. I'm trying to remember the address. Either way, it's every second Tuesday of the month. This month, they're doing a fundraiser, so our next show is October 17th, which is the third Tuesday.
Okay.
If that's too confusing. But we have a great lineup.
And where can everyone find you on social media?
Everything is Alex Bechera. So as long as you can spell my name, then
How do you spell your name, Alex?
that's Pischera.
All
Like a
right.
pitcher's ERA. Yeah. I'm really like amazing at promoting myself.
There you
Clearly.
go. That's, we're
Thank
here
you.
to help.
I really need to know.
All right, you guys, we're going to take a quick break, and we will be right back. This is Big Dog Brewski. I'm Marissa.
Oh, this woman is different. She's incredible. She's just like me. She talks like me. She acts like me. I just realized what's going on. Now I know what I've been looking for all these years. Myself.
Fell in love with her. Yeah, she's It's no amount because the good ones are priceless. When everybody else is getting what they paid for. Still ain't know we could kick it without the soccer ball. So tell the haters tryna knock us, go and knock it off. The main reason me and Chica even got involved. She hold me down like a bodyguard. Stop it, y'all. If you scared, you should've got a dog. You think I'm slipping, homie? Not at all. But for her love, I will trip and fall. Don't need no favors, cause we get it on. She swing it over like a kitchen door. I'm going hard for my enterprise. I see the future staring in the sky. I need a medic with some pretty eyes. Yeah, just hop up on that elevator. I can't help it, no more waiting. You know where I'm about to take you for some more, more, more. She always wants more, more, more. And I can't get enough of her loving. And I can't get enough of her loving. I always rock out. Like a mirror image, I'ma have her for dessert when the dinner finish. She like another part of me, I'm staring at her pictures. Looking like a real rider, she could get the business. Follow me, let's take a shower with the lights off. Don't be scared, baby, this we're living life for. It took you long enough to come into my life, so I ain't wasting no time turning you into my wife. Listen, you just gotta take a stand. Holler at your favorite man. Go and get this thing a chance. Ripping off her favorite pants. She wouldn't go, but she gon' help me go through it. She the truest time to do it. When I seen her, I just knew it, yeah. Your ex-man had your heart feeling shattered. Promise when you get with me, none of that will ever matter, yeah. Just think about all of the things I got in store. I know we all got flaws, but I promise you'll be coming back for more, more, more. She always wants more, more, more. And I can't get enough of her loving. And I can't get enough of her loving. I always rock out. I see, how can I find one for me? Till I met you, now I see Scorpio, Rico Rodeo, shop on Rodeo, everything's affordable. She with me, away we go. I'm talking freak in the streets with a lady roll. If we ain't gotta go nowhere, then why not take it slow? You usually in a rush, it's hard to get you to blush. But once you donate your body, it's hard to get you to hush. Baby hush, no attention to the time. Let's get comfy off the wine. Baby, oil you down your spine. Let me get inside your mind. How I love it when you near. I can't help it not to stare. There's a meeting in my bedroom, I can't wait to see you there. Baby girl, just don't be tardy, miss. Come out to this party, miss. Meet me down at this address. This one you don't wanna miss. It's time to score, I promise won't drop the ball. One thing you can be sure, I give a lot, but you'll be begging me for more, more, more. She always wants more, more, more. And I can't get enough of her loving. And I can't get enough of her loving. I always rock out.
FlawlessTracks.net.
Hey guys, this is Big Talking Brewskis. I'm Marissa Smith. I'm back with Rodney Daniels.
What's up, guys?
Alex Pachera.
I'm still here.
And we've got a caller on the line. This is Marissa. Who do we have on the line?
This is Brian. Marissa, how are you?
Hey, Brian. How you doing?
I'm doing good, thanks.
Thanks for holding. We're still actually waiting for another guest that is having a little technical difficulty with his Google Maps, but he should be here shortly. So Brian, how was your week?
It was pretty rough, actually, to tell you the truth. Just overwhelmed with running a successful company and taxes and deadlines and all kinds of paperwork, which isn't fun. So, what can I say? You know, I'm knee-deep in paperwork and hating it, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, that's the worst.
Ugh.
That is the worst.
It happens from time to time. You know, we all got to go through this as part of, it's part of the perils and pitfalls of climbing the ladder, I guess, and being more successful, right? You can't do everything you love all day, every day. You got to kind of do some of the crappy stuff too, you know, like
Right.
changing the garbage and cleaning the bathroom.
Exactly. I mean, if work was supposed to be fun, it would be called vacation.
Yeah, no, exactly.
So are you an entrepreneur, sir?
I am. Well, I think the reason why Marissa has me on is I'm actually a stand-up philosopher. I just launched my career, and her and I had a great conversation. But, I have a mind-body product that makes products for stress, anxiety, depression, which, as you know, is a lot of what comedians help to ameliorate by making people laugh at their emotional angst and despair, you know?
Right.
That's really cool, man.
So
Yeah,
now,
it's like the red pill or the blue pill in the Matrix. I sell those things, kind of.
which one do you choose, Brian?
Yeah.
Depends on the day, right? I think most of us are stuck in the illusion, and you know, as that guy said, that steak is fake, but it tastes so good, and I'm enjoying it. And yet, sometimes, as you know, comedians know, we're agents provocateur. We help to provoke people to question the reality of their assumptions about the world, right? And to really push and look at the bullshit and superstitions and prejudices and, you know, what's the word, intrinsic racism and all this crap that we hold as being who we are and what we value, and that's really what we both are as philosophers and comedians, as agents of change. So yeah, I'm like everybody else, and sometimes I have my moments where I want to stay in the illusion and hold on to what I think is real, and then other times I'm forced to gaze out into the cosmos and say, you know, there's something else going on here. I want to explore that, you know, and get some balls or courage and fucking venture out, you know, or get on stage and make somebody laugh at me or with me, right?
Exactly. Do not fade into that dark. So now, Brian, what do you think is like the most effective way that comedians or philosophers can really affect change and really be a part of making people think and kind of buck against the status quo?
Well, I mean, as you know, we're both the same. I mean, let's look at the history of comedy. You have, from Penn and Teller, who really have become now skeptics, right? And they're also comedians, entertainers of sorts. You have the depressive, but beautiful comedian who committed suicide. What's his name? The actor, I forget it. Robin Williams is an example, right? You have Woody Allen. You have George Carlin, one of the great all-time philosophers who became a comedian, as an example, right? It's great to poke fun and make people laugh, and I guess in a sense, by getting their guard down and entertaining them, then they're more able to question, right, with what they assume is reality.
Right.
No,
absolutely. And we've got Tommy McClellan with us.
McClellan, but thank you.
McClellan, sorry.
Yeah. Oh no worries. Sorry I was late. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem. So, Tommy, how was your week going?
Well, let me put it this way. I was looking for 120 to address. So
okay.
Did I type in 120?
No, you didn't. I'm just stupid.
I was like, did I give him like the wrong address?
No, I keep walking by. I'm like,
you're directionally challenged.
Yeah,
That can happen.
I kept looking at the building like it looks like it would be 125, and it wasn't. That was good. Is that guy still on the line?
Yeah, he's still on the
cool.
line.
What are we talking about?
We were talking about philosophy and comedy and how it's meant to be agent provocateurs.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, I agree with. I don't know what agent provocateurs means, so I'm just gonna agree when I don't. That's all I do.
Yes.
When I
Just
don't
nod your head and shake yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
make them uncomfortable.
Wait,
Wait, what was that?
Oh, I said, well, agent provocateurs. We provoke people, right? We make them laugh at themselves.
David, can you turn
or we are agents of change in a sense.
Right.
That's what agent provocator is.
I
Yes.
couldn't agree more. This is Alex. I just want to say, you put things really eloquently, and I wish I spoke like you. And I try to
but
speak.
you're fucking funny. I mean, I don't make people laugh.
Thank you. I think you're funny too, man.
And
you
want
could
to
be.
go and commit suicide. Just kidding. Well, really, no. There was a very dark element, as you know. Really, I think
Absolutely.
philosophy and I mean that's the thing is that when you push people out of the realm, the box of what society tells you as a human being or a human mind, you risk existential angst, right? I mean, Robin Williams is a great example of somebody who was depressed, because we all deal personally with a lot of deep emotions, like what the fuck am I down here for? What's my meaning?
Right.
These are deep existential questions that most of us just bury under the facade of, well, I'll just get a fucking breast implants or lip implants and watch Kim Kardashian on TV and get the bling bling and chase what society tells me is going to make me happy. And then you realize, I'm not fucking
Dude, I
happy still.
absolutely
So it's
think
like,
you're right, but I also think you do a lot of drugs, don't you?
Actually, dude, I mean, she'll tell you, I'm Mr. Health Conscious. I go to the gym, I meditate, I barely even drink, actually. I should probably do more drugs. I mean, the only thing I really do is something called ayahuasca, which I don't know if you guys even know what that is.
Of course.
But
Yeah.
that is not a recreational drug. Just
I've
so
done
you
it
know, No
once.
one does that stuff for fun.
I've done it once.
What's ayahuasca?
Yeah, I have no idea.
It's amazing.
Ayahuasca is a sacred plant medicine that's been around for about 5,000 or 6,000 years by the shaman of the Amazon, and they use it to help people transcend this world, to really, in a sense, journey into other dimensions or other ways of seeing and perceiving reality.
You
And
just
wait,
used
now
the word transcend
among
in
the,
reference.
Silicon Valley geniuses, Google, Facebook, all the Wall Street, everyone who wants to be like cutting edge and become more creative or insightful is doing this as a tool to enhance and accelerate personal
Dude, I'm
growth
sorry,
and
I didn't
change.
catch your name because I just got here because I'm bad with directions as we just covered. What's your name? Just because I want to talk to you, I don't know your name.
Oh, yeah, sure, yeah. My name is Brian.
Brian? Cool, Brian. And what do you
Yeah.
do for a living?
Well, I'm a stand-up philosopher, and I also create pills to make people feel better, emotional pills for depression and anxiety and stuff. Natural stuff, not drugs, but
That's cool.
yeah,
I
kinda
mean,
like,
you can just
natural
say
drugs, I guess,
unemployed.
in a way,
We won't
right?
judge.
It's all like
I'm
same
just
thing,
kidding.
really.
That was mean-spirited.
No, I was just kidding. I'm unemployed. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it mean.
I just want to know what's gonna cost me to transcend. Like I'm looking to get some of that.
Yeah.
What's that gonna cost?
Well, Brian could probably answer, but I've had experience with it once. You actually have to travel to Central America.
I gotta go to Central America.
I mean, you
so
Correct me if I'm wrong, sir, on the line.
No, I mean, well, it's gotten so popular now. There are actually shaman in Manhattan. I mean, I read an article.
Manhattan
last
shaman.
year. Any night you get like several dozen ayahuasca ceremonies going on. That's how popular
Really?
this journeying or this work has gotten among certain groups. But yeah, I went to Peru my first time to do it.
Yeah,
in Brazil,
yeah, that's where I was.
To do it again with the shaman, just to make sure I knew what I was doing.
But
Same.
aren't you like sick for days and like don't you like
No.
poo yourself?
You feel sick.
So
in-
you're sick for hours,
Hours.
but you know what? It's almost like you're emotionally vomiting as
Yep.
you're physically. It feels so good
This guy's on point.
to like vomit up all that emotion because you have no idea
Wait.
what's in your unconscious mind.
Wait,
I mean, we
wait.
have a little thin
Facts.
surface of the ocean called our
I'm
conscious
gonna
mind.
vomit for
And we go
hours,
up and
but I'm
down
gonna
with the
feel
waves
great.
thinking that's reality, and there's this fucking ocean of both light and dark down inside, really. Like, millions of years of evolution are encoded into our DNA, and it's all there underneath the surface, and ayahuasca opens up all those doors, and it's a fucking roller coaster ride through a wormhole, down Alice in Wonderland's rabbit hole, all within the span of 3 or 4 hours, and it's fucking terrifying, and also cosmically transcending, really.
I feel a
the
pretty-
vomiting feels great, believe it or not.
I feel a pretty large, like, emotional release, like you were talking about when I jerk off. So
I
I
was
feel
gonna
like that's got to be the same as.
I was also gonna
vomiting.
say, do I go through a butthole when I'm going through all these like wormholes? Like, does that
Well,
happen?
I mean, you know what's so fucking funny is that if you think about it, your hand or a vagina really, in a sense, is like a 6-inch wormhole because if you think about it, you're in taking a small little sample of that feeling of creation, right? The creative spark that you get from jerking off, from having sex.
Nah,
in a
dude, I've
sense,
had
is like a
sex and
little
it's
baby
way
step
better
into
when it's not.
that wormhole. So yeah, in a sense, a vagina is like a 6-inch wormhole into the transcendence of.
I get a
this
creative
matrix.
spark when I jerk off, though. So
I don't.
I nap after. No,
I just get hungry and go to sleep.
Yeah, same. I was gonna say I totally. Is it Brian? I'm
Brian,
sorry.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
Brian.
Brian, yeah.
I definitely agree with all those points. I mean, with a bunch of comedians in the room, we're obviously always gonna make fun of the overeagerness and stuff. But like, how are you not on Adderall? Like the way you're speaking right now, like, are you? This is all natural energy you got.
Yeah, he's super energetic.
I'm just intensely passionate.
I'm jealous, man.
About the raison d'etre of our existence. I mean, really, what the fuck are you down here for, man? If not to, what does Thoreau say, right? Most men lead lives of quiet desperation and go to the grave still with the song still in them. I mean, for me, it's all about finding that fucking song and being able to really share that journey with everybody. And that's what you guys get this, because in your deepest core as a comedian, having the ball to get up on stage and risk the humiliation of that, you're pushing the envelope. So you definitely get that. And everyone does. Everyone has that inside them, I think. So maybe I'm just a little more expressive about making people wake up and realize, look, this is what you're here for, to find the fucking song in you and to sing it.
Yeah, you're definitely a motivational speaker. Because, like, we, pretty much, exert ourselves, on stage for, 5 minutes. We're just like, I told 10 dick jokes. I'm done.
I blew my load. I'm done.
I blew it. And don't let someone applaud you, because then you're done for a week. But
Facts,
you're still shaking afterwards.
You're like, oh my god, they really like me. But so now, what would you say was if because how many times have you done ayahuasca?
Altogether now 16 times.
Wow.
16 times?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Okay, I was not expecting that answer. But so now my question is that out of all the times that you've done ayahuasca, what is the biggest takeaway that you've had, your moment of enlightenment that you're just like, something this kind of puts it all in perspective?
It's first of all, you have to understand that the experience you will have, if you're ready, if you prepare and you're ready for it, is beyond your mind. In other words, you think your imagination is unlimited, but it's not. And ayahuasca makes you realize, holy shit, I had no idea that I really have the brain of a fucking cockroach. That's what ayahuasca, it gives you alien intelligence. I mean, the reason why we make gods out of people like Christ and the Buddha is because they devoted their entire life to really doing the same work that ayahuasca does for us within, maybe a night or something like that. Most people that have these contemplative lives achieve what I would call godlike or alien intelligence. And so, of course, that's why Christ and the Buddha are revered as gods. And so what I'm trying to put into words to you here is something that really cannot be described, because the human mind cannot grasp and articulate it in words. It's beyond words. It's in a realm that's beyond the mind, in a sense. But I can say to you that, one particular experience was when I came out of it, and the cosmos was literally flowing through me. The Brian, the person that I identify as myself, in a sense, did not exist. It was as if, I was a wave that thought I was an individual, and I realized in that moment, oh my God, I'm also the fucking ocean, and I'm being it. I'm feeling it right now. There's no one here. There's no one at home to be hurt. There's nothing to be afraid of. It was just such an emotional release.
Were you naked and crying when you woke up?
That we hold as our identity, really, is what it is.
So you kind of had a connection with your unity to everything, kind of when you say you're the wave and the ocean, it's like you're kind of a part of it all.
Well, yeah, but you're not a part. Actually, it's more of the experience of not being a part. You're not connected. How can you connect something which is one, right? Can you connect the number one to itself? You know what I mean? It's it's almost like saying there's a circle. Where does the circle begin? There's no connection. There's no part, right? The circle is the whole, in a sense, right? So what I'm saying to you is that, no, there's no experience of disconnection to have to even describe a sense of connection. It really just is. Again, it's hard to describe. It's the collapse of duality. How about that? Because here we are in this world,
okay,
and it's man, woman, night, day, good, bad, black, white, up and down. We have to judge things, of course. And this other world that you can go into is the paradoxical collapse of duality, and what you experience is something that is beyond duality. And so the mind, the human mind, cannot really grasp at that. Wow, everything is truth, right? Like Gandhi said, the 7 blind men feeling the elephant, one says it's fat, one says it's got hairy tail. They're all right. But for the man that sees all 7 men, he says they're both right and wrong. He goes, I want to be that man that sees the rightness of everybody, in a sense, right? That's really what the collapse of duality is, and that's kind of what Gandhi and Christ and Buddha are really trying to teach all of us, in a sense, right?
That it's all connected, and there is no individual because we're all a sum of our whole.
Yeah, it's just one cosmic flow of information and intelligence. I mean, and it's the beautiful thing about this is that science is now really beginning to unwrap the same wisdom that these ancient teachers said, actually. I mean, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole too much, but,
right.
Self is an illusion. We have bacteria that control more of our intellect and our psychology than even we do. I mean, like, the whole explosion of what our gut does as far as affecting our emotions and our psyche, I mean, it's amazing. Like, so we're really a little ecosystem of bacteria and human cells that together create this illusion of who you are. And meanwhile, when science studies it, just like the way atoms disappear into nothingness, right? Oh, wow, look, the atom is mostly protons and neutrons and electrons, mostly vastly space. Let's go deeper. Oh, quantum particles, they don't even exist. They kind of flash in and out of existence. They can travel faster than the speed of light can, and they can be in 2 places at once. It's like so fucking weird. How can a particle be in 2 places at once, right? Quantum physics is deeply philosophical because it just blows our minds, you know what I mean? But Here we go. Science is discovering that, there are other worlds, other ways of looking at things, and I think things like deep
Parallel
meditation or ayahuasca can really help you experience and hopefully maybe live from that too, which is a really beautiful place to live from because you're fucking free. You know what I mean? That's what we all really want, is to be free and be unencumbered with all the shit that life seems... I mean, even gravity. Think about it. Gravity's a fucking bummer. It fucking sucks you down.
Brian,
you gotta resist to get up
I gotta
in the
be
morning.
honest, man. Like, Brian, so I know I've made some jokes and stuff. I didn't mean it in a mean way. Like, you're super passionate about it, and I think that's awesome. But I'm gonna be honest with you. You fucking lost me. I have no idea what's going on.
Well, no, I've heard that all the time. Everyone says
with you,
everything
Brian.
you say, you have to write like a...
He's with you because he does a lot of drugs. I'm not.
I mean,
I'm used to that. That's fine.
I was with you, and I don't do any drugs, but
maybe
La-di-da.
I'm just stupid.
I just read a lot. But
I just
Watch a lot of YouTube videos.
Yeah, I watch a lot of YouTube
I feel like
videos.
I'm on both wavelengths. Like, I'm kind of lost. Like, I'm kind of like understand certain things. It's like
Yeah, no, I've watched enough quantum physics stuff that it really does blow your dick off if you understand it and stuff.
I mean,
But what if you
Right,
never
but
had a dick to begin with?
well, then it's just you're ahead of the
Or
game.
what if you stuck your dick in something and it was blown off anyways?
That sounds awful. I don't know what that would be like.
Nirvana.
Yeah. So, Tommy.
Hi.
So now, did we talk about your week? What's going on with you?
Oh my God! I just been doing comedy and work. I went in on an audition yesterday. That was crazy. Yeah, and then nothing too much. Just working on some stuff and comedy.
Yeah.
Got some shows coming up.
What were you on audition for?
Just some commercial. There's something my agent sent me on. It was like a commercial web series thing, I think.
Oh, cool.
Like a web series thing, I think. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I had to fall with a bunch of boxes and then get up and do it again. So,
Ooh, and
yeah.
Are you like all
again.
bruised up?
No, I don't know. I just kind of, I don't know. I'm not bruised up, so.
So you
That's
just
the whole
fall
thing about
gently.
acting. You got to get up and do it again.
Yeah.
Do it again.
The takes, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Too many takes.
Who?
I always feel oh, sorry, go on.
No, it's cool. I like Brian. Did he call in or who? Do you one of you guys know him?
Yeah, no, I know. I don't. Brian, are you still on?
Yeah, I'm still on.
Okay,
Hey,
cool,
Brian.
cool, cool.
He left.
No,
Come on.
I just didn't know if we lost our connection.
Because I
But-
came in kind of mid conversation, so I didn't know who. I don't know how we got here.
No,
I think what Marissa had me on for, Marissa, correct me if I'm wrong, is that you and I had a conversation about how comedians, I think, have a responsibility and a role to play in helping to foment change in society. Because yes, you can be like Howard Stern and talk about dicks and farts and all that like lowest common denominator comedy, or you can be like George Carlin and maybe Chris Rock. That points fun, or Woody Allen, that points fun in a more existential and metaphysical way to really challenge people to look at things, right? I mean, and that's really, I think her and I really aligned, and was that I think the responsibility that I think comedians have, in a sense, as being people that can help to implement change in society. by making people laugh at themselves and realizing the bullshit they held on to, right?
Brian, I respectfully disagree with you. I agree with you in the sense that comedians can make a change in some. Like, I definitely think Jon Stewart, obviously, it's been proven that he's had a big influence. But I don't think that it's their responsibility or that comedians should go in with the intent to make a change. I think that your first and foremost responsibility as a comedian is to be funny and make an audience laugh. Find your audience and present the material in a funny way. And if you make a change or you make a good point in the midst of doing that, I think that's awesome. But I don't think that you should ever, as a comedian, go in with the responsibility that I'm going to make a change, because then it's like, okay, but shouldn't being funny and entertaining the audience be your first? Maybe not even entertaining the audience.
No, you called me on that one, and you're right. Yeah, definitely.
No, I mean,
but being an entertainer is something that's as a comedian.
So I think that's a disconnect, and I think that's more of a modern notion, because when comedy and particularly stand-up began, probably medieval times, it was the court jester, and they basically were the only ones that could speak against authority and speak against royalty and speak against the king and speak against the queen, and you could be the voice of the people and say the things that the population wanted to say to the king.
Yes,
but,
totally. Oh my God, great point. Yes.
And so I think that in modern times we've kind of gotten out of the moral implications of what being a jester or a satirist was, and and to be honest with you, I think it's kind of like the age of Dane Cook, where you have a website and you get a bunch of followers and you appropriate other people's material. You just change a couple of things here and there, but as long as you I've been in this game for a minute, but I only look new, but and I think that we have come away from our roots, where we are those change agents, where we are the voice of the people, and we've kind of moved to a direction of being pop culture. We went from being Shakespeare to being a Kardashian. And I think that's just because...
That's a little harsh.
Great point. Great point.
I feel...
And, actually, just to back you up, and there's no right here. It's a matter of...
No, there's no right or
but,
wrong. I'm just going from historical perspective, but there's no right or wrong.
Cornel West, and Cornel West always calls out,
You're such a comic.
young black entrepreneurs and successful people saying, "Hey, you've sold out. There's no more like Martin Luther King." I mean, because Cornel West is a modern day black intellectual that has said, we've lost our way, Black America, and so that's a good example. And so I would say, in the same light, you're calling comedians to task also, and I think you made a really good point, Marissa.
Thanks, Brian.
I agree.
As a black gay comedian,
what?
I feel like
where my gays at?
Where my gays at? Where my blacks at? I feel like when I go on stage, I definitely have to show a point. I actually say that this is what I am. So there's not a question to anybody in the audience as to what I'm about to talk about. I'm about to give you a black gay perspective. And I feel like that gives me a voice in this crazy world where, people don't have voices.
Oh, absolutely. But in terms of making a big political movement, you know what I mean? When you get on stage.
But that is a political movement, because being black and being gay is something that
it's political.
It's very political.
That's true.
And just saying that in itself puts people in a different perspective, because I do shows where I host and there are people in the audience that have never met a black guy and they've never met a gay guy. They've never met the combination. I talk about sucking dick. So shit gets really real.
Right.
Well, and I'd say that's changed a lot too, because 10 years ago, you would only see a gay host in a gay room on a gay show.
That's true.
And now, you're starting to see more gay hosts on mainstream shows in clubs. That used to be if I was doing a gig at on Christopher Street on a Sunday at 10 p.m., then I'd have a gay host.
The gayest
Right.
hour on the gay
But I've been
You know what I mean?
I've been hosting at Broadway Comedy Club Friday nights,
Yeah.
being gay and
Amazing.
being black.
Yes.
You know, and,
You were the best
like,
host I've had doing that 10 p.m. show,
Thank you.
Rodney.
You
I
know,
mean it.
but
It was
he's
the
a great
most fun.
host.
He really is.
But like, you know, I know like when I first started producing and I wanted to have like gay comics on my shows, that like I had to be very careful about like the kind of gay I'm booking, because it's like if I'm booking a very flamboyant gay, then it wasn't so much that I didn't think they were funny or they weren't deserving of the spot. I didn't want to put someone in the situation where you have the audience reacting to them in a negative way, and then they're having a negative feeling about me, about my show, about my audience. And then I feel like, you know, over the past 10 years, like that's definitely changed. Like, you know, I've had trans people that have been hosts on my shows, like, you know, like drag queens on shows. Like there wasn't so much of a mixture. It was like, even I'd say 8 years ago, it was like there were gay shows and there were straight shows, and there wasn't really that much of a mixture. And like I kind of always wanted to have somebody gay on my show, but I would probably put someone that was very like nonchalantly gay on the show.
Right.
You know?
As I think about my material that I'm doing based on the audience and like what I'm doing, if I'm hosting, if I'm just going up, like I really think about like me being gay, me being black, what jokes I'm gonna do to make like the audience comfortable, like but still make them laugh. It's a whole process.
But you're like a great, and I don't mean this in an offensive way, but you're a great transitional gay, because like you've got that like Midwestern nice, and
Yeah.
so
You
like
really-
nobody
yeah.
can be mad. Like even because I see it
cheery.
happen in the audience. It's like you get up there like, hey guys, and you're just like so like bubbly and effervescent, and then you're just like, and then I was sucking this dick, and then like you just see like pearls clenched,
It's
like
so
it's
great.
just
Oh,
like
yeah, I love
it's
it.
like
So
a
great.
pearl clencher,
Oh.
but then they're just like, oh, that's that Rodney. He just sucks the dick, girl. Like, you know.
This is Rodney.
you know, I like to, you know, ease in there, and then I fuck the shit out of you.
And then you talk about the old droopy balls, and it's a great time.
Yeah.
Oh God.
So now, Tommy.
That's funny. Yeah.
I know, I'm trying. Like, it's like, how do I segue? There's no segue.
No,
Just
it's
get
cool.
into it. So now, like, are you finding it hard to have relationships and be in comedy at the same time?
Yeah. Well, I don't even think it's comedy. I think it's just I'm a mess. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's kind of part of like why anybody does comedy, because
We're all
Yeah.
messes.
yeah.
On the first segment, I was talking about like how I don't really like tell people that like I'm a comic until like I feel it.
People
like
you're
I
dating.
feel
Yeah.
it. People I'm dating. Like if we're talking, like then I throw it in there.
Yeah.
Like at a certain like, when do you tell people that you're a comic?
Honestly, right from the get-go, and that's probably a mistake on my part. That's why things don't work out. Like another thing is like I write about stuff that happens, and then I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't use anybody's name, but it's like if they hear it, they're like, "Oh, that's about us," and I'm like, "Yeah."
Like for me, like what I do, like if I'm dating somebody, if it's like a negative joke, like I write the joke, but I don't tell the joke until we break up, and then I just have like one of those like Taylor Swift like 6 months of like breakup jokes, and
Actually, I have that's hilarious.
That's really funny.
but like while we're dating, it's like I don't tell it, like, you know, if it's a neutral joke or a positive joke about like the guy that I'm dating, then I'll tell it. But if it's like a negative joke that I think that like we're probably gonna fight about, then it's like I put that in the back pocket until we break up, and then like once we break up, then it's like I'm just like on the breakup tour, and I just have like
That's fine.
breakup jokes.
One time, and this is the only time I've ever done it. I wrote a joke, and it had her name in it. Right? I'll say the joke, but I won't use her name. I'll just use a country's name. So it was like I was dating this girl. Her name was the United States, and similar to the country United States, she's had a bunch of black guys inside her. Right? Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, I know it's dark and mean, but she like was really into it. Like she thought it was funny, and I was like, "That's really cool." Right? And then but then like the next day, she was like, "Yeah, I thought that joke was really funny. You should tell it on stage." Also, I told my dad the joke, and I was like, "Oh, you told your dad?" Like,
this girl nasty.
I was like, "How did that go?" And she goes, "No, like, but English isn't his first language, so I had to like elaborate on the joke and be like, no, like many men entering me sexually," and I was like, "Well, that's hilarious, but also I don't ever want to meet your dad now because he knows that I made this."
So
joke."
did your dad try to stab you at some point?
Her dad? I never met her dad. We didn't. It was only like a month.
Oh,
thing.
okay.
It wasn't. It wasn't long.
Okay.
Shit.
I hate to be abrupt, but I have to go do a show.
Yeah, no, Alex totally crushed
Yeah.
it tonight.
Oh,
Thanks for
crush
stopping
that
I would love to do it
Sage
again. You
Alex.
guys
Yeah,
are mad
absolutely.
fun.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Karaoke sometimes.
Yeah,
Just not tonight,
we do it on
unfortunately.
Fridays.
Absolutely.
Karaoke after the big talk.
All right.
But
Next
yeah,
time.
like have a good set, and we'll
Thank
see you soon.
I hope I do.
So now,
Thanks, guys.
Brian,
I'll miss you.
Yeah.
like, do you feel like there is a mind-body connection?
Well, I mean, we know there is. I mean, just scientifically, of course. I mean, you guys know the same thing, right? You give somebody a hug, physically, of course, and it feels good because your body releases serotonin. You have an orgasm, and you feel like in love with somebody because your body releases oxytocin. So, yeah, the mind-body connection is very real, and you know how strong or how deep you want to go down that connection depends on how much work you're willing to do, really.
So now, like, what do you mean in that? Like, by that, like, how much work you're willing to do to?
How many times do you want to have sex with them?
Well, yeah, exactly. Sure. I mean, if you have a baby, well, I'll use another example. You have a baby, you release, like, an ocean of oxytocin, and so mothers typically fall in love with their infants, which is really good because that makes them better mothers, of course, as an example, So, what I mean in general, though, is if you want to really have a strong habit or a strong muscle, like Arnold Schwarzenegger's biceps, you can't go to the gym once and then you're going to get that great body. You got to be very consistent and disciplined, of course, right? And so the same thing with any kind of spiritual. I mean, think about it. Jesus had the 12 disciples. The word disciple means disciplined one. So, of course, you have to be committed and consistent. If you want to be a great comedian, you have to be able to write and rewrite and get up on stage and risk failing, of course, to become a really good comedian, and to know really, in a sense, how to move and how to articulate with your, with your communication, with your hands, all that kind of stuff. Because a lot of your delivery, I'm sure, guys, or your communication, is nonverbal, right? It's got to be more than just like your ability to say something funny.
No, definitely.
So my point is, yeah,
So
there's
now,
a great mind-body connection.
how do you exercise that connection between your mind and your body?
I mean, I think the most effective way, and again, this is the way that we have made people into gods, is by not doing actually, really. I mean, really not doing anything. The art of doing nothing, in a sense, really, which is what meditation or mindfulness is the way to, in a sense, unravel that neuroplastic matrix inside your brain and rewire it any way you want to, in a sense. Really, that's what, and they're finding out now scientifically that meditation does so many positive things, reducing stress and anxiety, and people losing weight, and reversing diseases and PTSD. I mean, the Marines are doing meditation now. I mean, actually, everyone's doing it. Seriously, everyone who is like on the cutting edge of what the science is, from Silicon Valley to Wall Street to the Marines to the Pentagon, they're all implementing meditation practices because they're realizing this makes everybody, in essence, a better version of themselves. And so if you guys want to be better performers, you would definitely be served well by practicing doing nothing, by sitting and watching your monkey mind or the bag of thoughts inside your head try to distract you and pull you away from doing nothing. And then, of course, you catch it, you bring it back, and you start over again, focusing on your breath or a candle or whatever you want to focus on. But what happens, of course, is if you keep doing it, you get better at it, and eventually you begin to have this sense of calm and control, and you find everything in your life, in a sense. You become less attached. When someone says you suck on stage, instead of going and having a drink and getting drunk because of that, or someone dumps you, a boyfriend or girlfriend dumps you, instead of getting depressed about it, you're like, oh, there's no one here to get hurt anymore. In a sense, you liberate the self from the attachment to all the tribulations of this world, in a sense.
Like, I've definitely tried to meditate before, but to be honest with you, I suck at doing nothing. Because, I can't even sit on the beach and do nothing. Because, I can sit there for about 10 minutes and I'm like, all right, I've seen the water, I'm in the sand, what's next? And like I have a hard time meditating, and then like and even doing yoga I have a hard time, because then I'm just like, all right, like I have a hard time just clearing my head, and then I start focusing on the like, well, why can't I clear my head? Everyone else is clearing their head. Like, why can they think about nothing and I can't think about nothing?
Have you tried? There's this thing. It's a type of meditation per se. I use it. I can't fall. Like, I always have to meditate before bed because I can't fall asleep.
Wow.
My brain is nuts. It's called ASMR. Have you ever? It's sort of like, so some people have it, some people don't. You know how like when someone whispers in your ear and like it might give you like kind of like a tingly type feeling.
Yeah.
It's sort of like that type of thing. It's weird at first. Yet once you get past like, oh, this is fucking weird. Like it's cool, but it's like literally just somebody like doing like trigger noises or like whispering to you, and it sort of gives you, at least for me, it gives me this like calmness, and I'm finally able to fall asleep.
That's great. I'm glad it works. Yeah, definitely.
Wow.
There's a lot of stuff. A lot of technology now is getting into it. I mean, like, Shark Tank has just last 2 days ago this new app, because everyone's writing apps now for meditation and mindfulness. And so it's exploding. It really is.
How do you do that? You like
right now.
It's on YouTube.
Okay, so you like watch a YouTube video?
Yeah, there's like a whole community for it on YouTube. It's like there's a bunch of people that have like a different page. And it's really cool. Really weird too, like, cause it's literally
do they
just
say things to you?
Sounds like, what do they whisper
sorta,
in your ear?
I don't know. They're like it's not really words. It's just like,
give me your social security number.
yeah. Satan is alive. No, it's
the beast has horns.
Yeah. It's more like just sounds. I know that's weird, but it's like, it's just very calming. Like, I can't even do it what they do. It's kind of weird. It's not kind of, it's really weird. But like, and there are definitely people, like, when you watch it, you're like, oh, somebody gets off to this, and then that makes you feel even more weird. But it's like, I just want to go to sleep, so like it helps me. That's what I use it.
All right. And what is it called again, Tommy?
ASMR. It's an acronym for some. I don't even know what.
ASMR.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's like a. It's yeah. I don't know.
So now, Tommy, you just recently moved to the city, right?
Yeah, I lived in Westchester for a couple of years while I was in school, and then I just moved to the city.
Okay. So, what are your thoughts on city people versus Westchester people?
Well, I mean, I'm like familiar with the city because I've been coming in and doing stand up, forever. So like, not forever, since I've been here, but it's not really any different in my experience.
Where do you live?
I live on Staten Island, like, which I know some people don't count that, but like,
no, well, it counts because that's like New York City still.
Yeah,
like,
it's a borough.
It's
like,
a borough.
It doesn't count.
It does.
Okay,
count.
I like, this is how I view it. In the eyes of the government, and like, technically, it's part of New York City.
Bureaucracy counts,
but in reality, no one cares. Like, that's how
like
I think it
Roosevelt
is.
Island. It's just like nobody.
I love Roosevelt Island.
But
I wanted
honestly,
to get
like,
married there.
I'm. Oh, really?
Yeah,
Cool.
it's beautiful.
Did you say you are getting married, or you want to?
He
I
wants
wanted
to.
to.
Oh.
He was engaged. It's a whole
It's
thing.
a long story.
I'm
You
so
gotta
sorry.
watch old episodes of Big Talk and Brewski.
All right, I
He's
will.
not engaged anymore. I might have to slice the bitch. It's a whole thing.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's the
Oh,
whole thing.
jeez.
Anyways,
Beyonce's
Roosevelt Island
a
is like
dickhead.
where I wanted to get married. I feel like it's a beautiful place. It's a little island in between Manhattan and Queens. It's like, wow, this is gorgeous.
It's pretty.
But Staten Island is like
Yeah.
a whole borough.
Yeah,
Like-
you know why I think people don't like it, and like, because I've been
The
looking
ferry.
around.
Because you have to take a fucking ferry.
Well, that's one of the reasons. But like, when you get there,
And it's Trump land.
That's a major reason.
whatever that. But like, yeah, but I think like the ferry, I agree. But like, when you go to the city, you're expecting, especially if you're like a tourist, because no tourists visit New York or Staten Island. You know what I mean? So like, when
Right.
you come to the city, you're looking for like subway, like the ferry, and then but like you want to walk the streets and like go into Macy's or I don't know what's just like New
Central
York City.
Park.
Yeah, Central Park. Just like hit all the touristy stuff. You go to Staten Island and it's like you need a car or to take the bus. Like you can't just
But
walk
there's
around.
a Ferris wheel that's happening there, right? That's Is that happening?
You know what's confusing? I've seen pictures where like the Ferris wheel is, and
There's
I walk.
gonna be like a humongous Ferris
Yeah,
wheel.
there must be. I've walked by there every day, and I don't see any construction on it. But maybe they're doing it like hiddenly. I don't know. But I'm probably gonna end up moving to Florida in like January for a little while. So
Yeah.
I probably won't be here that much
Oh.
longer. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you like Staten Island?
I don't dislike it.
Clearly
truth-
not. He's moving to Florida.
I don't get why.
Touche, Brana.
Yeah. I mean,
Why Florida though?
I got a job, which I don't want to say just in case like
Yeah, that's
legal
fine.
reasons, but
Yeah.
But
Okay.
yeah,
What part of Florida?
Orlando.
All
right.
Yeah. Which,
Orlando's cute.
Yeah, it's a nice place, but
Yeah.
Staten Island, I don't dislike it. I don't really dislike any place though. You know what I mean?
Right.
I like that there's a lot of nature on Staten Island, and I grew up in like the Adirondacks in upstate. So like
Right.
for me, it's like, oh, this is kind of nice because I miss nature. That's one thing I don't like about the city is that like there's Central Park, but then everything else is concrete, and like which is great. Like, but it's ultimately sometimes it wears on me because I grew. You know what I mean? You grow up around nature your whole life, and then you just move to the city, and it's like
Yeah, like nature stresses me out.
I'm the
Because you
opposite.
never know what the fuck's gonna happen.
Yeah, there's gonna be animals. This like shit's always popping off. Like it's just like
That's fine.
I went to college in New Hampshire, so like I was surrounded by nature, and my roommate was from Newark, New Jersey, and like the first week of school, freshman year, we could not sleep, and so like she called her dad and was like, "Can you record us city noises because we can't sleep?" So for a whole week, he recorded like ambulances, people arguing, traffic horns, like. And it was like he made a CD, and so like then we like would play it when we were going to sleep, and that's like the only thing we could sleep to. And like occasionally people would come into our dorm room like in the middle of the night where we're playing all this traffic, and so like they'd come in and we're like, "Hey, what's going on?" They're like, "Wait, what is that ambulance?" We're like, "Oh, that's just our CD player," and they're like, "You're listening to traffic noises?" Like, we can't sleep; it's too quiet.
That's
Like-
funny. That's cool. That's like have you ever watched the show Boy Meets World? I love
Yeah,
Boy
yeah,
Meets
yeah.
World. There was one where like Sean had moved out of the trailer park, but he needed the trailer park sound, so he plugged it in, and it's just people screaming and like cutting, shooting and stuff. It's really funny.
Yeah, no, sometimes you need that. But we're going to have to wrap it up. David's given me that you guys need to get the fuck out. Look. But before we go, Brian, is there like anything that you're looking to promote for yourself, your company, any sort of pearls of wisdom that you want to drop for the 2017?
Well, I mean, if anyone's ever stressed and wants something healthier than Xanax or alcohol, you could actually try my product. It's all over Amazon. It's got a lot of 5-star reviews. 2 #1 New York Times bestselling authors recommend it. It's called Gabatrol, Gabatrol, and it definitely is like meditation in a bottle, it's been called. So if you ever want to calm down and feel good naturally without drinking or smoking or doing anything that's really going to give you a hangover or cause problems, it's something to consider.
That's
awesome.
Yeah, that actually
is
sounds
there
good.
like a website they can go to, or just go to Amazon?
Yeah. Well, my website is RX Stress, so it's like prescription for stress, or RX Stress, but Amazon sells it as well. You can get it everywhere. It's more people trust Amazon, so you can always go there if you want to get it as well.
Awesome.
Cool. Very cool.
And
Yeah,
then I don't know if you have anything else you want to plug, any social media you want to plug, any sort of expos or anything like that you're doing.
Who, me? No, I'm good. Yeah.
All right, cool.
That's it.
Tommy,
Um,
shows you have coming up,
what?
social media.
yeah, right now 2 that come to my mind. On October 20th at Eastville Comedy Club, doing a comedy show at 6 p.m., and it's to raise money for hurricane victims. We've partnered with Direct Relief, the charity, and
Awesome.
all the proceeds, the money we make from the ticket money we make from that show, go to that charity. And then November 3rd at Yonkers Comedy Club in Yonkers, New York.
You run a fun show there.
Oh, thank you. November 3rd, Friday at 8 p.m., I'm doing a show called Giggle for the Gales, which is I used to when I was in college.
Iona College,
yeah, I ran for Iona cross country and track and field, and they're one of the best teams in the nation. And the money raised from the show for the ticket money for this show will go to their program and help the athletes continue to thrive and succeed. So,
awesome. Any social media? Twitter, Facebook, Instagram?
Facebook, just Tommy McClellan. Twitter, Tommy McClellan 1, I think. I should probably know that. And then Instagram, it's like just Tommy McClellan. So
awesome. Rodney.
I am hosting a show at Greenwich Village Comedy Club on the 15th. And I'm also hosting Fashionably Funny on the 21st. Woo! So look up Writing Downs on Facebook and Instagram. Writing Downs.
Great show.
Tomorrow is Merriment and Mortification at Auto Shrunken Head. On October the 21st, Fashionably Funny at Greenwich Village Comedy Club. We also are now available on Google Play, you guys. So you can find us on iTunes and Google Play. And right here every Friday from 6 to 8 on Big Talk and Brewskis. And remember, you guys, when Trump says that it's the quiet before the storm, that means he's about to piss on another hooker. Allegedly. Have a great weekend, you guys. Be good to yourself. Be good to each other. This is Big Talk and Brewskis. Happy Friday!
Happy Friday!
Yeah, Big Talk and Brewskis. Marissa Smith is who you see. Water cooler combo in here. Crack a cold one, we're on the air.
That was cool. Thanks. That was fun. Sorry, I was like a little stiff at first, but thank you. Also, I wanted to say one thing because I felt like I didn't mean it in an offensive. When you were saying like you're black and gay and performing on stage, and I was like, oh, I don't know if that's like a political move. I didn't mean it as like what you're doing didn't have meaning. I didn't mean it in that. Okay. Okay. Yeah, no, it's cool. I just because after I was like I said it, and then you were like it kind of is, and then I'm like, oh, I think I'm a dick. I didn't mean to. Yeah. Yeah. I didn't. Yeah. Oh, is he still on the phone or no?
No.
Okay.
Well,
He
on the phone or not.
okay.